Starting lineup for the visiting Delray Beach Lightning. Leading off is center fielder from Kentucky, number 7, Ryan Fiscolo. In the 2-hole is the left fielder from Bryant, number 6, Max Burkholz. Batting third is the first baseman from USF, number 9, Nico Benestad. Batting fourth is the shortstop from FAU, number 1, Danny Machado. Batting fifth is the catcher from Vanderbilt, number 11, Corbin Reynolds. Batting sixth, the designated hitter from Richmond, number 16, Aiden O'Keefe. In the 7 is the right fielder from St. John's, number 8, Jack Tate. Batting eighth is the third baseman from Richmond, number 14, Brady Benavides. Batting ninth is the second baseman from Seton Hall, number 15, Don Trolio. Is it work? Batting 10th is the extra hitter from FIU, number 5, Logan Shapiro. Symbol. And pitching for the Delray Beach Lightning is the left-handed pitcher from St. Thomas Aquinas College, number 39, Aiden Cardenas. And now the lineup for your Boca Beach Boys. Leading off, the first baseman from Incarnate Word, number 35, Nick Miller. Batting 2, the catcher from St. Edward's University, number 4, Austin Page. Batting third, the shortstop from the Clemson Tigers, number 5, Tyler Lichtenberger. Batting fourth, the extra hitter from the Bronx, New York, number 40, Harry Vargas. Batting fifth, the second baseman from Jackson State University, number 2, Tyshawn Patty. In the 6th hole, the third baseman from Cape Coral, Florida, number 13, Bo Rodriguez. Batting 7th, the center fielder from Loyola, New Orleans, number 14, Jed Cambry. Batting 8th, the designated hitter from Palm Beach State, number 31, Andrew Tavares. Batting 9th, the right fielder from Appalachian State University, number 3, Riley Luft. In the 10-hole, the left fielder from Kent State, number 32, Josh Cope. And on the mound today for the Beach Boys, the right-handed pitcher from the University of Incarnate Word, number 22, Ashton Perkins. And please remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem. Wait, what's going on?
Welcome to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League broadcast here on YouTube Live. I'm Lisa Pride alongside Isaac Edelman, and we are here to bring all the action to you in the North Division postseason playoffs. 11 a.m. first start. We're going to start a little bit later. We had some rain showers, rain was here earlier, and everyone's kind of just waking up too. A lot of games were played yesterday just to get here in the playoffs. I know Isaac, the Beach Boys, played about 5 innings yesterday against the Matadors. They came out with a win. The Lightning, they had to win a doubleheader, so they both had to win to get here. And now they've got back to back to back games if they keep on winning. So it's going to be an exciting one, isn't it, Isaac?
Yeah, Lisa, excited to be here with you. Look, everything that has happened this season is really out the door, right? If you were playing today, if you were up to this point in the season, it doesn't matter how many losses you've had, and if you're in this point, every win counts, right? The SFCBL championship, that's what it's all about. Every single player on this field wants a ring after this season.
That's right. Everything's erased, and this is what counts right here today. So on the hill for the Boca Raton Beach Boys is Ashton Perkins. He's actually the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Pitcher of the Week. So he is on like a high right now. He is throwing his best as he comes here into the playoffs. Now for the Lightning, we have Fuscolo, who will start things off, the center fielder. He'll come to the plate, set, pitch. There it is, upstairs, too far inside on Fuscolo. So 1 ball and no strikes. For the Lightning, batting second is the left fielder, Burkholz. Then it's the first baseman, Benestead. He'll bat third. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot for the Lightning is the shortstop, Machado. Next pitch, showing bunt, brings it back, strike 1-1. Batting fifth for the Lightning, the catcher, Reynolds. O'Keefe, the designated hitter, will bat in the sixth slot. Tate will be in right for the Lightning. He'll bat seventh. Benavides is the third baseman for the Lightning. He'll bat eighth. Trolio will bat ninth, the second baseman. And the extra hitter batting 10th as that ball goes wide and low, 2-1 the count to Fuscolo, is Shapiro. He'll bat 10th for the Lightning. So Fuscolo, Burkholz, Benestead, Machado, Reynolds, O'Keefe, Tate, Benavides, Trolio, and Shapiro. That is the starting lineup for the Lightning. Perkins on the hill, righty-righty matchup. Here comes the pitch. That's low and away, 3-1 the count. We've got partly sunny. I'm going to say sunny instead of cloudy skies here today. We've got the sunshine peeking out with blue skies behind the clouds here today. It's shaded just perfectly, though, here just a little bit after 11 a.m. Wind blowing out. I usually see it blowing right to left here when the Matadors are playing. Strike delivered, count goes full, but it is blowing out in left center. You can see those flags flapping out there. Perkins on the hill, Page receiving. We're setting the defense behind Perkins here for the Beach Boys. We'll take this first pitch, or next pitch, though. Swing and a miss as Fuscolo is rung up. One down, that'll bring up Burkholz, the left fielder for the Lightning. So Perkins, Page is the battery. Miller is at first base, Patty at second, Lichtenberger is at short, and Rodriguez at third base for the Beach Boys. Cope, Cambry, and Vargas is the outfield for the Beach Boys behind Perkins. So one away as Fuscolo went right after, or actually Perkins after Fuscolo, starting off with the breaking ball upstairs, right at the eye, strike to Burkholz. So Perkins from Pearland, Texas, the righty is 6'2", 195. Here comes the 0-1. That's a fastball that'll miss. Just a hair upside, upstairs and outside. I kind of combined those upside, outside and upstairs. Perkins 3-1 on the season, 2.42 ERA. This is his 7th appearance, 5th start overall this season, 2-1 the count. 26 innings pitched, and he has 31 strikeouts. He has not pitched against the Lightning this season. Here's the 2-1. That's low and inside, 3-1. Perkins is third on the team in ERA with a 2.42 ERA. You got to love when you see those 31 strikeouts in 26 innings. Just picked up one, striking out the first batter here today. That'll go foul left side. It's 325 down the lines here in left and right. 375 in the gaps and 400 straight away. You've seen Perkins, Isaac, this season. What do you love about him?
Well, I'll tell you what, he goes deep into games, and that's really something that matters in this league, right? There's a lot of pitchers that can be used as this is hit up the middle.
Yeah, ball hit up the middle, bouncing away from it is Perkins. He's letting his fielder get to it, and that's the second baseman, Patty, but off balance, he'll make a rainbow throw over the first base head. That's Miller at first base. It'll be over his head, and that'll put Burkholz safe at first base.
Well, I'll tell you what about Perkins, Lisa. He goes deep into games, right? And in this league, there's more batting, I'd say, than pitching. But one thing that matters is this guy loves to have complete games. And in a playoff game like this, you want to limit your bullpen, right? Because if the Beach Boys win, they got to play tomorrow. But before you focus on the next day, you got to, of course, focus on the game at hand. And that's this matchup against the 3-seed Delray Beach Lightning.
This is a great matchup, too. Benestead will step up to the plate, the first baseman for the Lightning. This pitch is lifted up into left. Coming in, sliding down on its backside is Cope. He'll make the grab. What a key defensive play by the left fielder. And he strums his air guitar out there after making the play. So give a few claps to Cope. Boy, that was a great play.
Yeah, absolutely a great play from the Kent State product out there in left field. I'll tell you what, this is the best lineup we've seen from the Beach Boys all season, and you got to throw out the best lineup. It's the playoffs, right? You win, you stay alive, you lose, the season's over. So definitely defensively and offensively.
That'll bring up Machado, the shortstop for the Lightning. He'll go after the first pitch and line it over the leaping Lichtenberger at short into left center. So with 2 outs, Machado finds his way on the base pass. Burkholz moves over to second base. There's 2 on, 2 away. That'll bring up the catcher, Corbin Reynolds.
Oh, what a catch that could have been from the Clemson product, Tyler Lichtenberger at shortstop, but just off the top of his glove. Lichtenberger just transferred from Appalachian State, the Sun Belt Conference Freshman of the Year. He's a stud, especially defensively.
So Reynolds at the plate, righty-righty matchup. Here comes the pitch. First pitch, breaking ball, strike. Talking to Reynolds before the game today, got a little insight on the pitching for the Lightning, but also just talking to Corbin about fitting in. He's a high school, grad this season, going to Vandy, and how easily, how difficult it might be to fit in as that ball hits the dirt 1-1, and just trying to stay within yourself. You don't need to really impress and just staying within himself and seeing. He said he came here really to focus on his catching skills, but there were so many catchers that he could actually now focus on his hitting skills. Really pleased with his offensive numbers this season. Here's the 1-1 that's coming back into the screen behind home plate.
Lisa, I think it's safe to say that the Beach Boys are hot at the best time possible, right? Here, the game 1 of the playoffs, the Beach Boys 7 straight wins. How about that?
I know, the hottest team in the league, and that's when you really want to be hot too, right? Here's the 1-2. That'll bounce by the plate. Everybody's advancing as the ball gets by Page. He'll slide like a hockey goalie all the way to the on-deck circle of the visiting Lightning to save that ball from going too far away. So only one station the Lightning runners are advancing after Page luckily saving that from being any more damage. But Burkholz is at third base right now. Both runners for the Lightning are in scoring position with 2 outs and Reynolds at the plate. Here comes the 2-2. Good eye for Reynolds as that ball goes low and away. Now the count evens up, or count going full here to the catcher for the Lightning. He'll take a deep breath. The Beach Boys wearing their home whites, the pinstripes they've got on. I love their powder blue and pink combination. Payoff pitch. That'll hit the dirt. Bases are juiced now for the number 6 hitter in the lineup, the designated hitter, O'Keefe.
Dangerous situation here early on for Perkins and the Beach Boys. The bases are loaded. There's 2 outs, and this is only the top of the first here at Joe Russo Field in Palm Beach Gardens. So the Lightning chance to strike, no pun intended, early on.
Right. And you know what? We don't want to see any real lightning here. I think we heard some of the horns going off before the game. Luckily, we got the all clear, so not to have too much of a delay. But yes, this is what the Lightning, when you have a guy like Perkins on the hill, you talk about how deep he can go. Pitcher of the week here in the league, to jump on him right away in the first is really going to establish things well for the Delray Beach Lightning. They're coming off a doubleheader game too. No rest for the weary. That ball is laced into right. 1 run will plate. Here comes another around third base, headed home. 2-0. The Lightning go up here in the first in division play of the postseason in the North Division. So Aiden O'Keefe, one pitch. He puts that into right field and drives in two.
Well, how about that? Just good job by the Lightning. Not just Aiden O'Keefe, but the whole team this inning, just taking the first pitch and hitting it out into the outfield and already off to a 2-0 lead. You mentioned how deep Perkins goes into the game. You got to get his pitch count up, right? And that's exactly what the Lightning are doing here in the top of the first.
That'll bring up Jack Tate, the right fielder. Looks at the first pitch. It looked good, and he did a little check swing, brought it back just in time. So 1 ball and no strikes, very close there. The Lightning wearing their navy blue tops and gray bottoms. They're the away team here today. The 1-0 bounces away from the catcher. He's got to quickly take off his gear and find the ball. Tosses it to Perkins at home, but not in time. And Reynolds easily scores. That's actually the courtesy runner for Reynolds that is scoring here.
Already 3 runs for the Lightning here in the top of the first. Perkins was just 1 out away, but suddenly it's a 3-0 lead, and here comes Jack Tate still.
I believe that was Ryan Hunter, the courtesy runner for Reynolds, that scored. O'Keefe advancing to third base. Jack Tate, 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch delivered. A little bit low on Tate. 3-0 is the count. Benavides is due up after Tate. All of this happening with 2 outs. With 2 outs, Machado singled. Reynolds walked. O'Keefe drove in 2, and now Tate's at the plate.
Well, Lisa, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but you wonder if the Beach Boys decide to go to the bullpen sometime soon, if they go with the starter here, right? This could be the last game of the season, so maybe you bring out a starter arm to go the distance, depending on how many innings Perkins goes here.
Here comes the 3-1. Fly ball, right side, pop up, going into foul territory. That'll clear the fence and go out of play. Full count here to Tate. I spoke to Jack a little bit before the game, talked to him and where they found this energy here this morning. Everyone was pretty quiet, slowly rolling in for this postseason game. And they said, first pitch, we're all ready to go. A lot of energy drinks before today's game. Here comes the payoff pitch. That ball's upstairs, and it'll fly out of play to the right side once again, over by the picnic and playground area. We're here at Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. This is Joe Russo Field. Beautiful field. Right next to a playground park area and a dog park. Pitch delivered. That's low. Trying to get the call from the first base umpire. Said, nope. That's ball 4. So Tate will head to first base. So there's runners at the corners at first and third for the Lightning with 2 outs. Benavides will come up to the plate, the third baseman. Now Benavides, he leads the team in ribbies with 26. He's got 2 on right now, 1 in scoring position with 2 away. We'll have a quick conference on the mound, the whole infield, pitcher, catcher going out. I think it's going to be a time to waste a little bit of time to get the bullpen going. Looks like there are a couple of arms up stretching right now for the Beach Boys.
Well, things look good for Perkins, right? Struck out Ryan Friscolo to begin the game, but ever since it's been rocky. And again, I literally might have jinxed it. This could be an announcer's jinx that Perkins goes deep into the game. His pitch count's already high. And like I said, the Beach Boys are going to have to consider going with a starter out of the bullpen just because if they lose, the season's over.
I've heard from both sides. I think that's really what it is. Instead of going like throwing a reliever, bullpen, closer type, it's going to your best starters today.
Yes.
You want to be able to advance. It's one and done. Runner going. Hit on the ground hard, left side, shortstop's got it, throw to first, and it'll be in time. So Benavides grounds out to end things, but not before the Lightning put 3 on the board. They'll have the 3-0 lead as we go to the home half of the first here in the postseason North Division. Lightning, Beach Boys, Lightning up 3-0. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.
The law offices of Sala Astarita Cox offers their clients the best experience in areas of securities, enforcement, regulation, arbitration, and litigation. James Sala and his team of expert attorneys provide individualized attention with your white-collar crime cases. SAC has law offices available in Boca Raton, as well as New Jersey and New York. Call 561-989-9080 for consultation today. Sala Astarita Cox, your go-to representation for white-collar troubles.
Welcome back. We're in the bottom of the first here from Joe Russo Field at Lilac Park, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Cardenas on the hill. For the Lightning, first pitch to Miller is a strike, the first baseman for the Beach Boys.
Beach Boys already down 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Looking to do what the Lightning did and create some magic early on.
Next pitch inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Miller. So for the Beach Boys, the first baseman Miller leading things off. Then it's the catcher, Austin Page. The shortstop, Lichtenberger, will bat in the third slot for the Beach Boys. Pitch, whoa. Miller was right on top of that one. It goes out of play, left side. I think that exit velo was definitely 100 plus. He just jumped right over it, right on top of it, rather.
Well, that's what he does. Matter of fact, he hit his first home run of the season yesterday right here at Joe Russo Field in the final regular season game of the season. So Miller is hot, now batting .230 on the season, 24 walks. Really good number for the leadoff hitter.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Lefty-righty matchup. That'll miss low and inside. So Miller, Page, Lichtenberger. Vargas is the cleanup hitter. He's in right field for the Beach Boys. Patty, the second baseman, will bat in the 5th slot. Rodriguez will follow him. He's the third baseman for the Beach Boys. The center fielder, Cambry, will bat 7th. Next pitch inside. The count going full on Miller. Tabares will bat 8th. He's the designated hitter. The extra hitter is Luft. He'll bat 9th. And Cope, the left fielder, will bat 10th. So Miller, Page, Lichtenberger, Vargas, Patty, Rodriguez, Cambry, Tabares, Luft, and Cope is the lineup for the Beach Boys. Payoff pitch. That'll miss outside. And Miller will take off all his gear and head to first base. That'll bring up the catcher, Austin Page.
So look at that, Lisa. Miller with his 25th walk of the season. He's not your traditional leadoff hitter, right? He doesn't have the speed that most guys have at the top of the lineup, but he gets on base, and he gets on base because he has a lot of power, and pitchers want to pitch around him. And already a leadoff guy on for the Beach Boys.
Walks as good as a hit, especially when you're the leadoff hitter. So Miller at first base, lefty-lefty matchup. The catcher Austin Page steps in. He'll take first pitch. 1 ball and no strikes.
This is Page's second season with the Beach Boys. Last season was second on the team with the 365 average. He's been just as good this season, batting .333 with 22 walks and a homer.
Here comes the 1-0. That'll miss, low and away, 2-0. Aiden Cardenas is the pitcher on the hill for the Lightning. Fastball, changeup, slider. And talking to Corbin, the catcher behind the plate, receiving Cardenas. That he talked about Cardenas, and he's also got a great cutter. He fills up the zone, gets ahead usually. Now he's behind, though. 3 balls and no strikes. He's having trouble. This is not typical for Cardenas. His fastball plays like around 90 because his off speed is cutter, changeup, curveball. All make that fastball a little faster. Inside and missing. You've got to wonder, too, okay, we're playing 11 a.m. game. I know these guys, we'll play 11, we'll play a 10 a.m. game, play double headers, back-to-back games. Some games are at 2, 3, 6. You know, sometimes they go late into the night sky evening. But this is the playoffs, and it's been a long season just this last couple of months. So both pitchers not looking don't have their top stuff right now.
This would be a huge break for Ashton Perkins if the Beach Boys could hit Cardenas here, because he gave up 3 runs in the first, and it seemed like, okay, whoa, the Beach Boys are off to a bad start. But look who's coming up. The 3 and 4 hitters, the meat of the order for the Beach Boys, Tyler Lichtenberger and then Harry Vargas. These guys have yet to play in the same game all season, and I would say these are the 2 best hitters for the Beach Boys.
I know you're excited to see them all play here today together. Inside strike, lefty-lefty matchup. Courtesy runner at first base for Page is Andres Ballart. So 2 on at first and second. No outs for the Beach Boys. We're in the bottom of the first. Lightning have the 3-0 lead. Here's the 0-1 upstairs. That's a ground ball. It'll go opposite. Just dribble away from the third baseman out into left. It's going to be trouble. Getting waved home is Nick Miller. And into third base, here comes the throw. But the courtesy runner, Ballart, is safe at third. So Lichtenberger, now when you talk about Tyler, you're thinking power hitter, or you're thinking, line drives. But instead, that just went opposite on the lefty at the plate, just kind of dribbled away from the third baseman, over the third base bag into left field, and was just trouble for the Lightning. They were like scrambling, trying to get the ball, and being waved in that. Nick Miller, Page at third base. Tyler at first, and here at the plate is Vargas, the right fielder, first pitch strike.
How about that? It seemed like Tyler might have mishit that, but it didn't matter, right? Hit it down the third base line, and for a lefty, that's really all you need to do to reach first base. But he didn't just reach first base. He scored Nick Miller, and now it's just a 2-run game early on.
Throw over to first base, checking the runner. Cardenas has a great move over to first, too. But safe there at first still is Lichtenberger. So Vargas at the plate.
I want to talk a little bit about Harry Vargas. He's only played in 8 games this season, but he's batting .563, and that's just insane. As Lichtenberger still second. I'll tell you what, Lisa, this guy is the veteran on this team. He is a senior. He's had a lot of stops, including Barry University, Southern New Hampshire, FAU, now in the transfer portal. I think he's like 26 years old, but he takes that with pride. He loves spreading kindness around this team.
Here comes the 1-1. That'll miss. 2-1 the count. Sounds like a great guy as far as good heart.
Yes.
And a great guy on the field. You want to have that. That's the kind of player that you want in the dugout, right?
Yeah, and he joined this Beach Boys team mid-season. Like I said, only played in 8 games, but he's been so good in every game. And as you could tell, 381 average in 51 games, 48 walks at Barry. Hate to say it, I know it's early in the season for him because he's only played in 8 games, but he's a pitcher's nightmare in this league, and he's actually played in this collegiate baseball league for a few seasons, so he really knows, what it feels like to be in the plate.
Here comes the 3-1. That'll miss upstairs. So the bases are now loaded. Boy, the Beach Boys and Lightning both having trouble here in the first.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Gosh, now the bases are loaded here for the Beach Boys like they were for the Lightning.
who would have thought this is lining up to be a very high scoring game, Lisa. The bases are loaded for the Beach Boys. Seemed like when Perkins gave up 3 runs on the top of the first, could the Beach Boys be in trouble? But right now they're getting to Cardenas, and everything is
Locating his pitches too. Here comes the first pitch. That's up in the air, up into the right field, going back to his right, making the grab, the throw coming in. That'll be a sacrifice fly as the throw goes to the cutoff man. So Tyshawn Patty with a sac fly to right, and he'll drive in another run for the Beach Boys. And now the Beach Boys are just down by 1. It's a 3-2 ball game, still in favor of the Lightning.
yes. So Bo Rodriguez now coming up with Lichtenberger on third, Vargas still on first, and they're still just one away. Big chance for Bo Rodriguez, who played for USF last season, and he's now in the transfer portal.
Here comes the first pitch. Inside strike right at the belt to Rodriguez, the third baseman for the Beach Boys. 1 out, runners at the corners for the Beach Boys. Liner right into the glove of the second baseman, trying to double up, thrown to first base. It won't be in time. Sliding back safely is Vargas. Heads up play there by Trolio at second. That ball was a line shot into his glove, quickly through to first base, but then getting back, Vargas sliding in, and Lichtenberger decided to stay at third base, playing it safe.
So Jed Cambry now coming up to the plate. I want to talk a little bit about him. He goes to Loyola New Orleans, and there is a connection on this team. The head coach for the Beach Boys, Gabe Tristori, is an assistant coach for Loyola New Orleans. So there's the connection.
It's a nice connection to have. Strike first pitch to the righty at the plate, Cambry. He's the center fielder. Quickly, we'll set the defense behind Cardenas. We just had so much action going on. Reynolds is receiving him. Benested's at first. Trolio at second. Machado at short. Benavides at third. In the outfield, left to right, Burkholz, Foscolo, and Tate. We've got 3 umpires, usually only 2 during the regular season for the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. 3 here in the playoffs. Getting jammed, this ball's popped up, out of play.
Speaking of that Loyola New Orleans connection, Brian Chin, one of the Beach Boys star pitchers, was in the transfer portal, and he ended up committing to Loyola New Orleans. I assume Gabe Tristori, the head coach for the Beach Boys, was a big part of that. And then the Beach Boys got a new addition a few days ago, Jovan Swayze.
Yo, one. This one's upstairs. A fly ball to left. It looked like off the bat it'd go out, but instead hung up as the wind is coming in. It's like going out and in on the left side. So Cambry with a long fly ball to left field. He'll be retired. 2 will be left stranded, but 2 runs cross the plate for the Beach Boys on just 1 hit. No errors, 2 left on. We'll head to the top of the second from Joe Russo Field with the Lightning leading 3-2. You're tuning in here to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.
The Palm Beach County Sports Commission attracts sporting events and activities to Palm Beach County to enhance tourism and business, as well as promote sports across the Palm Beach community. The PBCSC provides venues to promote the image of Palm Beach County as a top sports destination in the country. Thank you, Palm Beach County Sports Commission.
And we're back. Top of the second, 3-2 Lightning lead. Pitch delivered, strike to the number 9 hitter in the lineup. 9, 10, and 1 all due up for the Lightning. The second baseman Dom Trolio at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Perkins on the hill. He'll go away low and miss. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Trolio.
Well, we'll see if Ashton Perkins could settle in here. Gave up 3 runs in the first, had a strikeout. Trying to preserve that 1-run lead.
That'll miss low and inside, 2-1. Trolio, 6', 185, a freshman at Seton Hall University. He's from West Hartford, Connecticut.
Well, the biggest difference between now and the last time Perkins was on the mound is he knows that the Beach Boys offense has came to play today, right? Gave up 3 runs in the first, and the score was just 3-0. But since he was last on the mound, the Beach Boys scored 2 runs. They got to Cardenas, and so it's not just going to be Perkins potentially chased out early. Cardenas could also be chased out early in this game.
Here comes the 2-2 breaking ball hit up the middle off the glove of Perkins to the second baseman. He won't get to it in time. It kind of dies right there on the grass and then rolls to the dirt. So no play. That's an infield base hit for Trolio. Perkins isn't getting any luck here. First inning had some trouble, almost went through the whole lineup of the Lightning. Now the first batter he faces, ball coming back. It wasn't too hard, just hard to pick up and field by Perkins or Patty. So the extra hitter, Logan Shapiro, will step up to the plate. He's talking to the Lightning, asking what's the plans after the season? Hopefully they won't be done until Sunday. This is upstairs and inside, and a lot of rest going home. A lot of the Lightning isn't from Florida, so they'll be on the road and going back home before college starts. Almost all the guys have, an idea of where they're going in the fall too.
Yeah, and some guys have even left.
Here comes the 1-0, swing and a miss.
Some guys have left because, they can only stay here so long. It's actually interesting. Obviously, some players in this league stay at the hotel, and the hotel only goes to a certain date, but they're fine with extending their stay. They want to get to the SFCBL
Just a
championship.
few more days to go. 1 ball, 1 strike, blown out in right center. You can watch those flags flap. 2-1 the count. No outs, 1 on for the Lightning. Who wouldn't want to extend their stay, postseason, but maybe hang out a little bit longer and enjoy Florida? Throw to first base.
Yeah.
Won't be in time. Getting back is Trolio.
And for everyone watching, the winner of this game will face the 1 seed in the North, the Palm Beach Extreme, tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the championship in the North Division.
The Extreme have been the team to beat here. Look at that curveball. That's a strike right at the letters coming across. 2-2 delivered by Perkins. They've been the team to beat, though. They have over 30 wins this season, the most in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Extreme, they said that on Thursday, today, that they will be working out. No rest. They've got to get some, get a workout in, get ready for tomorrow. And they're hoping to go all the way to Sunday to the championship finals.
Yeah, some teams don't like that bye, right? They want to stay loose.
Here comes the 2-2, runner going, swing and a miss, throw down to second, and the tag applied out at second base. So a bang, bang, double play. Strike him out, throw him out. Good arm by Page.
What a throw from Page, getting Trolio caught stealing, and now suddenly we head to the top of the order, and Perkins has 2 outs and no one on base.
Yeah, that's a beautiful play. That's often hard for a catcher because you've got the swing and the miss. You've got the bat right there in your face. You're trying to get the ball into your glove and then into your throwing hand quickly, standing up. Got the batter in the batter's box. Breaking ball, foul tip. Foscolo at the plate. He struck out back in the first. We're just in the second. 0-1 here today.
Well, I'm already loving what I'm seeing out of Perkins. It seems like he's settling in. I know Justin Gottlieb is getting loose in the bullpen, but they might sit him right back down.
2 away. Here comes the 0-1. Right down Broadway for the strike. 0-2 on Foscolo. You know what? When a pitcher might not have everything right away or even have the best stuff during the game. When you've got the defense behind you, when you can get a strike 'em out, throw out like that, that just makes things so much easier. And I kind of think that's what Perkins needed in the first inning was just having something go his way because he did, walk a few, gave up the hit, and just needed something, had that air to go his way.
Yeah, and you mentioned how the Palm Beach Extreme are staying loose today despite the bye. In this league, you play almost every single day, unless there's, of course, the rain delays. So maybe you do need that rest.
I don't think it'll be too intense. Breaking ball, and he waits on it, hits it to the left side, a couple of bounces, and then it looks like Rodriguez at third base. He was going to have a good throw to first, but then almost stubbed his toe or hit something in the infield where then he wasn't able to throw over to first base in time. To bring up Max Burkholz. He was aboard on an error back in the first. Righty-lefty matchup. Steps in the box, gets a couple of swings. There's 2 away, 1 on for the Lightning. The Lightning have the 1-run advantage. They're leading 3-2. Throw to first base, checking the runner for Scolo. He'll get back safely.
Yeah, going back to that play from Bo Rodriguez, maybe he didn't make that throw because he didn't want to throw an errant throw if he already had him beaten out. But I didn't think it was
Bunt, left side, incoming is Rodriguez. He looks to second, doesn't make the throw there.
again.
Safe at first base is Burkholz. So with 2 outs, Burkholz bunts his way on and helps Foscolo advance to second base. So 2 on now for the Lightning. And that's kind of what I was talking about. Perkins, he really needs things to go, drop in his way,
Yeah.
some luck to happen because once you get 2 on here, the Lightning have a full lineup of bats. They've got
Yes.
a lot of offense right here.
But for there being so much offense on this Lightning team, they haven't hit the ball that hard yet. And that's why I think Perkins has a chance to settle in. Like you said, things need to settle in his way, right? And these base hits are lucky, but luck's a skill. I always say luck's a skill. It's where you place the ball. It could have a better chance of being lucky or unlucky. And I'd say the hardest hit ball was Nico Benestad, and it was a diving catch in left field from Josh Cope. So at least the contact isn't that hard so far in this game, but it's only the second inning.
Another little meeting on the mound. Still bullpen. Guys are stretching, getting up. Nobody ready to come in just yet. Perkins talking things over with his first baseman. The Lightning have 2 on at first and second for Nico Benestad.
Well, this is
There's 2 outs, but you got Benestad. We talk about the offensive production. Wow. Benestad's leading the team in average homers, and he's also, a top league leader too, hitting wise. First pitch to the ready. He goes right after it. Ground ball hard to Rodriguez. This time it'll be much more easier for Rodriguez. Doesn't have to throw the ball, but instead go to his right, step on the bag, get the force out at third, and that'll do it. So the Lightning threaten, but they'll leave a couple of stranded, and they get Perkins goes right after one of the best hitters in the lineup in Benestad as he grounds or hits into the fielder's choice at third base. So no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We're headed to the home half of the second with the Lightning leading a 3-2. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network here on YouTube.
At Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, we know that part of a great vacation is the peace of mind that comes from a great hotel. That's why we are dedicated to provide an experience that stands above the rest, whether it be our comfortable beds, poolside relaxation, or our courteous staff. We ensure you will get the best out of us so you can enjoy your travels with ease. Marriott Spring Hill and Town Place Suites, the SFCBL's preferred hotel providers.
Bottom of 2. Beach Boys down by 1, swing and a miss. Taveras, Andrew Taveras, the designated hitter here at the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's 8, 9, and 10 for the Beach Boys due up here in the second.
You know, this is a good lineup for the Beach Boys when their power hitter is batting 8th. Taveras leads the team with 3 home runs. No other player on this team has more than 1 home run. Matter of fact, Taveras was in the SFCBL Home Run Derby. It was on July 6th at St. Thomas University, but got canceled due to weather. But that still doesn't take his title away.
2 balls and a strike here to Taveras.
This is another guy that's returning to the Beach Boys for a second season. Last season struggled, 210 average in 24 games, but this season 351 average. That's second on the team.
Jammed, going opposite. Into the glove of the third baseman, Benavides. Long throw to first. Benestead, he's able to dig that throw out of the dirt, keeping in his glove. So Taveras is retired as he grounds out to third. That'll bring up the extra hitter, Riley Luft. 1 away for the Beach Boys. Luft, Cope due up. Aiden Cardenas remaining on the hill here for the Lightning. Struggled through his first inning, faced 7 Beach Boy hitters, gave up 2 runs, walked 3. 1 ball, no strikes. Lefty-righty matchup. That's off the mark, or actually a strike at the letters.
I spoke to the Beach Boys head coach a few days ago, Gabe Story, and he admitted that Riley Luft has been struggling this season, but his swing is so good that it's only a matter of time, as you can see there.
Look at that, a liner right past the outstretched arm of Machado at short into left center. So a 1-out single off the bat of Riley Luft.
And that's exactly what I meant. Again, the 205 average doesn't stand out, but he's made solid contact all season, and that's what your coach wants to see. Is your swing having success? Maybe not, but is the swing path good? Yes, it is. As you could see, that's Luft's 9th hit of the season, and he had a terrific season at App State, but struggling. But hey, it's the playoffs. It's time to start getting going, and there you see Luft's on first with 1 out.
All right, Luft on first base. At the plate is Josh Cope, the left fielder. First pitch, that'll miss. 1 ball and no strikes. Cardenas on the hill, 6'7", 205. The senior from St. Thomas Aquinas College out of Norwood, New Jersey. That's the hometown for Cardenas. Next pitch, taking a look at it, is Cope, 2-0 the count. Cardenas 1-3 on the season, 4.88 ERA. 11 games in the regular season, 11 appearances. He'll miss upstairs, 3-0. Started 5 games this regular season for the Lightning, 31 1/3 innings pitched, struck out 38. Cardenas has pitched against the Beach Boys 1 time before. That's one of his losses, one of the 3 at the knee strike, 3-1. Back on June 18th, 4 innings of work, allowed 4 runs, all earned, 6 hits, walked 3, struck out 2. You've got to wonder if that's kind of in his mind, too. That sounds similar to what's going on here today. Bunch of walks as he loses the battle with Cope, and he'll walk him. So 2 on with 1 out. We're back up to the top of the order for the Beach Boys and the first baseman, Nick Miller.
Well, good to see Josh Cope get on base. He's had a rough season. This is his second season in a Beach Boys uniform. Last season, he had a 324 average in 15 games. This season, hitting just 116. But he's doing his job and getting on base here as the Beach Boys had runners on first and second with just 1 out.
So the Beach Boys threaten here in the second. They're down by 1. Tying run is at second. Pitch delivered, inside strike right at the letters.
So Nick Miller in his first at-bat at his 25th walk of the season. You'd hate to lose him in the count here, as it would be the bases loaded with the dangerous Austin Page coming to the plate.
Cardenas looks back the runner at second base. Kicks and delivers. He'll miss upstairs inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cardenas last pitched on the 16th. Just yesterday. Today's the 17th, right? That's what happens when you play every day. You kind of lose track of what day it is. That was yesterday. Pitched against the Lions, part of the doubleheader, only pitched 1 inning. Here's the 1-1 that's upstairs, so 2-1. No runs, no hits, no walks, struck out 2. So he came in for that 1 inning of work just to loosen up for today and did his job.
That's smart. And meanwhile, the Beach Boys yesterday had position players pitch. They didn't want to waste any of their arms for today. So different strategies, but both work successfully.
Here's the 2-1 that's upstairs inside, 3-1. We had a friendly game that we broadcasted yesterday out in West Boca. It was the Snappers and the Diamond Ducks. They both knew that they were going to be in the playoffs. So they just said, hey, let's do 7 innings, get this game in, keep guys loose. And it didn't become friendly, though, in the first inning. Right away, here's the 3-1. Hit hard on the ground, a comebacker to the pitcher, throw to second, getting the lead runner,
Wow.
then the throw over to first base to complete the double play.
Wow.
As it, even a little more wow, watching Cope slide into second and didn't even reach it there. I think he was trying to hopefully, play a little bit into the minds of the defense. But the double play, getting Cardenas out of it, and the Beach Boys will come up empty. No runs with 1 hit, no errors. We'll head to the top of the third, and the Lightning still hanging on to that 3-2 lead. You're tuning in here to the playoffs in the North Division on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.
Do not let injuries slow you down. MD Now has over 110 locations across the state of Florida and centers in 20 different states. You will get the best care from our award-winning physicians to get you back on your feet. Whether it's a fastball to the head or any injury that comes your way, when you need help, you want MD Now's consistent and fast care. Thank you, MD Now, for taking care of SFCBL athletes and families.
Top of the third for the Lightning. It's the heart of the order. 4, 5, and 6. Machado, Reynolds, and O'Keefe all due up. Perkins remains on the hill through 2 innings. He's allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, showing bunt. Wow, what a play by Page, the catcher. The way that ball bounced and he just spun around, picked it up in the air barehanded, and then could not make the play. Or did he make the play? No,
Lisa,
that was a foul. That was a
Lisa,
foul.
I wanted a
man.
Sports Center top 10 play there. Da-na-na, da-na-na.
Oh, that's why I've got you here. You've got the sound effects. But gosh, what a play that would have been, too. But back in the box, and Machado.
It looks like Paige is upset about that, huh?
I know. When you could spin around like that, catch the ball in the air, and barehanded, and you're ready to throw to first base to get the runner. Wow. But it's a strike on him. It's a strike on Machado. So 0-1. Perkins delivers the next pitch. And at the letter, strike number 2 to Machado. Machado's 1 for 1 today. Scored 1 of the 3 for the Lightning in the first. We've got a righty-lefty matchup here at the plates. They kick the pitch inside. A little skip and a hop by Machado to get out of the way. 1-2.
Perkins trying to get his third strikeout of the day. Came in with 28 strikeouts on the season, which leads the Beach Boys. So they got their strikeout guy on the mound here in Game 1 of the playoffs.
Here comes the 1-2, pop up left side. Racing after it is the left fielder. He'll track it down right by the line, and the 325 sign out there just short of the warning track. That was a tough play for Cope. Once again, boy,
Yeah.
talk about Sports Center, plays. He's made two really good plays out there in left field.
Cope showing off the speed. How about that?
That'll bring up Corbin Reynolds, the catcher. He walked back in the first, scored a run. We spoke with Corbin in studio. That is on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League YouTube channel. An in-depth interview with Corbin, and just so interesting to hear from the catcher that's going to Vandy. At the time, too, I interviewed him. We were in the studio, 1 ball and no strikes, and he just found out he was named to the All-American list, too.
Wow.
Right up there with guys that were drafted in the first round,
Yeah.
this season. So he was just very excited about that. His dad just told him, and that's an honor to be, one of the best in the country. Strike, breaking ball, 1-1, the count.
There's a history of Vanderbilt guys that have played in this league, but all of those guys have been incoming freshmen, but that's okay. And the way this league works is when you go to a college, their coach will sometimes suggest you to go to certain teams, certain leagues. And Vanderbilt, a lot of their players get sent down here, right here in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League.
That's exciting. And we were watching the draft, too. There were some former Lightning players that were drafted in this draft.
Well, hopefully one day we'll say that about the Beach Boys, but this is only their second season. Owner Willie Visoso created the team last year.
Few new additions as that ball bounces by the plate, 3-1. Going from 10 teams to 14 here in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. It is a great league, a couple of months. And I just love this league where it allows the high school grads that are going on to college to develop here and mix in with the college players.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of young college players, but also you get a little mix of older college players that are looking, in the transfer portal. Here's the 3-1 breaking ball strike. So the count full now on Reynolds. So you get a really good mix that you're seeing the college players that have played, have the experience. They might just need some more playing time or looking for another team. So they want to show, as far as what they're in the transfer portal to show what they've got. And that ball will go outside and miss. So once again, Reynolds will walk. But such a great mix then to have like a player like Corbin Reynolds. You know how much confidence, he's just, when you talk to him, it's hard to even believe that he just graduated from high school, the way that his, is the baseball knowledge and the way that he carries himself, but to play here and do so well like he is, that as far as at the plate, not only hitting but receiving, and then going to Vandy, you just got that confidence.
Yeah, a lot of the guys in this league are looking for a home, and Reynolds is the definition of a guy who knows where he's going next year, but he's still going to play hard and get as many reps in before he moves up there to Nashville.
So Aiden O'Keefe at the plate, check swing, doesn't pull it back in time. 0-1 on O'Keefe, the designated hitter. He doubled and drove in 2 back in the first. That was a big hit by O'Keefe. 2 of the 3 runs that the Lightning have, he's driven in. Throw over to first base. Checking the runner, a courtesy runner, Ryan Hunter once again in for Reynolds.
Aiden O'Keefe is batting .277 this season. Oh, that was close, huh?
Just made it, right? Just made it. Oof, by a hair. That wind's still kicking up. Looks like it's blowing left to right now. Flags have been flapping all game long.
It's a little cloudy, but doesn't seem like it's rain clouds.
Here comes the 0-1. The forecast, 1 ball, 1 strike, was for rain around 9 o'clock, which we had. I was here at 9 and it was raining. And then it just disappeared. And now we're supposed to have, sunshine, partly cloudy type of day for the rest of the day. So here's the 1-1. Throw down to first base. Won't be in time. 2-1 the count as that pitch was delivered upstairs. But this is kind of almost the day that you would want, just to have, the sun that could be blazing hot. It's already hot enough temperature-wise, humidity-wise, and just kind of helping the guys, not get so overheated here,
Yeah.
and just keeping it a little cool by having that sun behind the clouds, but no rain showers. Out of play, the ball is going. 2-2 is the count. I was just here the other day, and finally, after the few times that I've been here, realized that there was a dog park right over here. So I saw all these dogs, and I'm like, oh, are they coming to the game? Is it dog day at the ballpark? And well, it basically was that not only do the kids get to watch the game as they're on the playground, but now there's a dog park here too. That ball will bounce by the plate.
As long as they don't get on the field, I'm fine with
You're
that.
good with
And
that.
by the way, this is the perfect day in terms of weather. Like, you don't need to have sunscreen on. It's still hot, but it's not the type of hot where you need sunscreen.
I still like having my shades, still like having my sunglasses. Just sunny enough for that. Full count, 1-on, 1-out. O'Keefe at the plate. He's 1-for-1 today. Drove in 2 in the first. Here comes the pitch. That'll miss away. So O'Keefe will toss his bat. He'll head to first. Back-to-back walks with 1 out given up by Perkins. It'll bring up the right fielder, Jack Tate. Now he walked back in the first. Perkins giving up a lot of walks here today, more than strikeouts,
Yeah.
which is surprising because he's got a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and back-to-back walks. We'll see how he deals with Jack Tate, who, like you said, Lisa, walked in the first inning.
And Perkins, the most free passes that he has allowed in a game today, or not today, but this season, swing and a miss, is 3. And so he has surpassed that right now. He
Speaking
has
of
4 walks.
speaking of whiffs, which we just saw in that last pitch, Perkins hasn't gotten a lot of whiffs today. I'm looking to
Yeah,
see him
just
get
2
more
right
swing and
now.
misses. Yeah.
That'll miss inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So this is unusual for Perkins to walk so many. His last outing against the Extreme on July 8th, 7 innings of work, no runs, no hit, or 5 hits rather, but no walks, and struck out 9. And that was against the Extreme, the best team in the league here. That ball's hit foul left side on the ground. 1-2 the count.
Well, the good thing today is that the Lightning aren't making much powerful contact. Obviously, there were 2 big balls, but Josh Cope was right there in left field. Arguably, the Lightning have the biggest bats in this league, especially guys like Nico Benestad, right? But, Perkins is keeping them under control, but he's got to limit the walks.
Here comes the 1-2 as Perkins glances back at the runner. Then he'll hit the dirt. It'll bounce by the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good job by Page keeping that in front of him. That strikeout and caught stealing play, or what was that, last inning, was huge for Perkins. And like you said earlier, Perkins needs a few things to go his way here after that 3-run first inning.
From the stretch, Perkins looks the runner back at second and delivers. Big curveball. What's the strike 3? And he gets it. He motions to the umpire, hey, strike 3. And I think, Tate knew that too as he just started walking off before the home plate umpire could give that strike 3 call. So
That's huge.
Tate just taking a little bit too long. So window shop there. And we were talking about strikeouts and not having as many, but Perkins comes up right there. That'll bring up Brady Benavides, the third baseman. He's 0-for-1 today, grounded out to the shortstop back in the first. He'll take the first pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Benavides is one of the high school grads. He's a local product here, just graduating here in 2025. Thought he was heading to Old Dominion and then found out that he would not be. Instead, now with going to Barry University, the ball hits the dirt and Page throws off his gear trying to find the ball behind the plate. He gets stuck in the dirt as he spins around. That'll advance the runners 1 station. So Reynolds, or the courtesy runner for Reynolds, Hunter, is now at third base and O'Keefe at second, both in scoring position with 2 outs.
Yeah, now 2 runners in scoring position. We'll see if Perkins can get a strikeout here. Just got his third of the day. Seems like that pitch is working for him.
Here comes the 2-0, strike delivered. 2-1. Perkins goes back to the rosin bag. That's the one thing, like I said, it helps not having full sunshine, but still the humidity. So I'm sure the sweat is just dripping down and down the arm and into the hands of Perkins. So he goes to the rosin bag. Here's the 2-1. Upstairs, pop up. That'll go out of play.
Oh,
2 balls, 2 strikes.
beautiful swing. Benavidez just out in front of that one.
Yeah, underneath it, right?
He already has 2 big flies on the season. Like I said, the Beach Boys only have 1 player with more than 1 home run on the season. That's the biggest difference between the Lightning and the Beach Boys. I think it's the amount of home runs between these teams.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 outs to the right side. And that'll hit the fence over by the batting cages. Out of play.
He's reading the ball very well here in this at-bat. The timing is just a tiny bit off, but a single could score 2 runs here and extend the Lightning lead. Remember, the Lightning up 3-2. We had a scoreless second inning, and we'll see if we have a scoreless third inning. Perkins wants that final strike, and he got it.
2-2, swing and a miss. He comes with the heat, goes right after Benavides. Back-to-back strikeouts after walking to Perkins. Comes through and does it himself here in the third. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left on for the Lightning. And the Lightning continue to lead 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the third. You're tuning in here for the playoffs. North Division, Lightning and the Beach Boys on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.
Signs, t-shirts, hats, and more. Delray's finest signs and graphics has you covered for your special events. DFS provides the SFCBL with banners, team merchandise, and more for our opening day, All-Star Game, playoffs, and all of our big events, and they will do the same for you. Lola and her team, located in the heart of Palm Beach County, will have your design and graphics needs met. For all your design needs, go to dfsgraphics.com.
Bottom of 3 here from Joe Russo Field in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Lilac Park, beautiful park here. Beautiful ball field. Both teams really like playing here. Pitch delivered upstairs. Oh, that was a high strike at the lefty at the plate, Austin Page. He has a little chat with the home plate umpire, too. Just wanted to make sure he knew where that pitch was. So 0-1. Cardenas remaining on the hill for the Lightning. Ground ball. He was jammed. That might even cracked his bat. Little trouble, though. Trolio was having at second base, fielding it quickly, though. He was able to finally make the short toss over to first base, so Page grounds out.
Well, here's Tyler Lichtenberger, who's 1 for 1, had that RBI single down the third base line in the first inning. Remember, this is a big name in this league, right? Anytime you're committed to a top ACC school like Clemson, you're expected to produce. Already did that in the first inning, but we could see what he could do here. No one on base, 1 out.
Yeah, Lichtenberger with a nice bat, good offensive production, solid defense, steps in, righty-lefty matchup. He's got the 2-tone bat, takes first pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. Yellow batting gloves. He'll dig back in deep in the box. Actually sets his feet pretty close together. Strike delivered, 1-1. So Cardenas through 2 is allowed 2 hits. No runs, has walked 4. Actually, 2 1/3 as he got Page to ground out.
Oh,
Next pitch, strike.
that slider is working for Cardenas.
You know what I was surprised about? The Beach Boys. I thought they might be bringing all the lays, the beach balls, and just really decking us out here today, bringing the good vibes. But I think they're taking this game serious, right? They don't have swing and a miss, any of that fun Beach Boy paraphernalia.
Yeah, look, this is the Beach Boys' home field for today, but their usual home field is West Boca High School, so perhaps the about hour drive was a bit too much to fit the
to
beach
bring.
balls in the
If
car.
I would have known, I have like a bag of Lays and lots of beach balls. We've always had some fun luau parties or birthday parties, so I would have brought all the fun. I should have brought it in for you and I, Isaac. We could have had some fun here in the booth. Harry Vargas, the right fielder, steps up, takes first pitch strike. He walked back in the first. You were with the Beach Boys, calling the games, getting all the interviews, doing so much with this team this season. What's what are you going to walk away from, this season with, like, all the memories and the guys that you've met? What's really, like, sticking out for you right now?
Well, it's cool. Everyone has their own story, right? Some guys are trying to find a home, some guys are just trying to have fun, some guys are just trying to improve their baseball skills, and I'm just trying to become a better broadcaster, right? And have some fun this summer, and that's what it's all about. And a guy like this, Harry Vargas, he's 26 years old. He's obviously a lot older than some other guys on this team, but what matters is everyone has their own story. And Harry Vargas, he's had a lot of stops, but wow.
Ah, a hot shot over there to left. It'll just hook foul. So that'll bring Vargas back. Yeah, you're gonna walk away with so many great memories. You've improved yourself, learning, growing in the booth, and doing interviews. But just being around these guys, I'm
Lisa, part of the cool thing about being a broadcaster is getting to find out, you know, what the stories are within every player, right? What is everyone's background? You know, not saying their teammates can't do that, but that's our job as a broadcaster. Storytelling. It's so fun, and our audience is always get entertained.
nothing in one. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball left side, scooped up by the shortstop. Leaping throw to first in time. What a play by Machado to first base. We've got some great defensive plays on both sides. And Machado, wow, sliding to his right with the leap and the long throw over to first across the diamond. Patty is retired. So no runs, a hit, no errors, one left on as we head to the fourth with the Lightning hanging on to the 3-2 lead here from Joe Russo Field in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You're listening and tuning in here today to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.
The law offices of Thompson and Thomas will fight for you to get you the compensation you deserve. Vehicle accidents, personal injury, real estate, workers' compensation, and more. Thompson and Thomas will have you covered. Thompson and Thomas will fight for you like family, treating your case with the specialized care we would want for their own. For top level and caring attorneys, Thompson and Thomas has you covered. For a free consultation today, go to tntlegal.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network here on YouTube Live. Top of the fourth, our sponsor today and in the playoffs is Sala, Astarita, and Cox. And the voice here of the Beach Boys, Isaac
Excited
Edelman, will take over the play-by-play duties.
excited to take over the play-by-play duties. Dom Trolio. leading off this inning. That's foul, out of play. The 9, 10, and 1 hitters due up for the Lightning. We have a new pitcher for the Beach Boys. So after 3 innings, Ashton Perkins is done. Bounced back after giving up 3 runs in the top of the first. Had a scoreless second and third inning. The new pitcher for the Beach Boys is Matthew Ramstead, who goes to Northeastern Junior College. This season, 2-0 record, 4.56 ERA in 21 innings, 18 strikeouts and 11 walks. Quick mound visit here from the head coach, Gabe Trestoy. We'll see what this is about.
I have no idea. I clicked any zero.
Perhaps Ramstead might have gotten injured. So Gabe Trestoy is checking in on him. Just threw 1 pitch, and it was fouled off. Ramstead pitched 21 innings for Northeastern Junior College with a 2-0 record, had a 5.40 ERA with 19 strikeouts. In 2023, Ramstead was at Dordt University, had an 11.42 ERA. So as he plays more at the college level, he is getting better. Oh, Ramstead appears to be fine. Trolio steps back in the box. He's 1 for 1 today with a single, but was caught stealing. So the Beach Boys going to the bullpen for the first time today. That pitch to Trolio is high. 1-1. That pitch just misses low. 2-1. Ramstead relies on that off-speed pitch, as you just saw there. Ramstead actually just got engaged during this season. So again, in this league, there's players of all different ages. Some are even married. That misses just low. A full count now to Trolio, 3-2. Again, welcome into the broadcast. If you're just tuning in, we're here at Joe Russo Field in Palm Beach Gardens. The number 2 seed, Boca Beach Boys, playing host to the 3 seed Delray Beach Lightning here in Game 1 of the SFCBL playoffs. The winner will play the 1 seed Palm Beach Extreme tomorrow. Well, Ramstead appears to be injured, and he's coming out. Didn't even complete the batter, Dom Trolio. We hope he's okay. So the Beach Boys are going to go to the bullpen for the second time today. We hope Ramstead is okay. And Trolio is still in the batter's box. It'll be a 3-2 count. We'll see who the new Beach Boys arm is in a second. We'll be back. Welcome back into the broadcast here at Joe Russo Field. So the Beach Boys with a quick pitching change to begin the top of the fourth. We hope Matthew Ramstead is okay. He is out after throwing just 5 pitches. Appear to be injured, so again, we hope he's okay. And the new pitcher for the Beach Boys is Kyle Fernandez. He's an incoming freshman at Delray University. He has pitched 16 innings this season with a 7.31 ERA, 12 strikeouts, and 9 walks. He is facing Dom Trulio to begin this inning. The 9, 10, and 1 hitters due up. It's currently a 3-2 count to Trulio as Ramstead left in the middle of that bat, again, due to an injury. Cool thing about Fernandez, he spent time last season on the Red Sox scout team. Throws a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, slider, and changeup. Kyle Fernandez is from Plantation, Florida, but was born in Russia. Cool fact right there. Again, you're top of the 4th, and Trulio's going to step back in the box. It's a full count, 3-2. Well, Lisa, how do you think this game has gone so far? A high-scoring first inning, 5 total runs, but since then, we've seen no one cross home plate.
Wow, it's just how things are sometimes in baseball, where you think 2 pitchers starting is going to be like a quick, maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 batters, each inning, and then the runs just come early. Things settle in, and then they become bullpen games too. Well, so we'll see. Here's very unusual as Ramstead came in, and now right away Fernandez. Ramstead couldn't even finish the one batter that he was facing.
Well, you know who can't finish the batter? It's Kyle Fernandez. 1 pitch, 1 strike, and that's going to count as a strikeout for Fernandez. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Well, I'm sure Matthew Ramstead's happy about that, right? I mean, he's obviously not happy that he had to come out due to an injury, and the 3-2 count was forced to go to Fernandez, but Fernandez got that 3rd strike, and here comes the extra hitter, Logan Shapiro, who struck out in his first at-bat. Well, Shapiro laid out the bunt, pulled it back. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup here. Fernandez, the lefty. Fernandez, again, an incoming freshman. So last year he was at Monsignor Pace High School. 12 games, had a 4-3 record with a 3.13 ERA. The 1-0 pitch to Shapiro. Called strike, 1-1. Counts now even. On deck is the center fielder, Ryan Friscolo. Reached on an error. Struck out already today. So top of the order is due up for the Lightning, but there's the 1-1 pitch to Shapiro. High pop up, out of play behind home plate. The Clouds are still out, and the Lightning still lead by 1. We'll see which team has some momentum here. It seems like all momentum has been lost, Lisa, since that first inning.
I feel like it goes back and forth, as far as the momentum right now here in the game.
The next pitch from Fernandez, swing and a miss. How about that? 2 batters faced, 2 strikeouts. Fernandez dealing out of the bullpen, and now we head back up to the top of the order. Here comes Ryan Friscolo with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Well, in the biggest of stages, right, the playoffs, game where the loser has their season come to an end and the winner advances, Fernandez is dealing out of the bullpen. First pitch of this at bat to Friscolo, it's in there 0-1. So Fernandez getting a lot of strikes here early on. Friscolo goes to the University of Kentucky. So another SEC player in this league. That's hit down the first base line right to Nick Miller. And how about that? A 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Fernandez out of the bullpen. And we head to the bottom of the 4th with the Beach Boys still down 3-2. There's nothing better than leaving the ballpark to get some cold beers, hot chicken wings, and great times with friends and family. The Duck Tavern has been whipping it up for the South Florida community for years, and now is the official local restaurant of the SFCBL. We aren't sure what's more impressive, the 110 different beers from around the world, or the 20% off that all SFCBL athletes, staff, and family get at the Duck all season. Located at 5901 North Federal Highway, come on in for good food and good vibes at the Duck Tavern. Welcome back to the broadcast here on the SFCBL official YouTube page. It's the bottom of the fourth inning. The Lightning lead the Beach Boys 3-2, and the 6, 7, and 8 hitters are due up this inning for the Beach Boys, starting with the third baseman, Bo Rodriguez. Well, Aiden Cardenas is back for his fourth inning of work, trying to preserve the Lightning's 1-run lead. Sorry. Rodriguez went to USF last season in the transfer portal right now. First pitch to him in there for a strike. Well, Cardenas has been lethal with that slider so far. That's low. Counts 1-1 to Rodriguez. Well, Rodriguez batting .264 this season with 12 RBIs. Looking to start something for the Beach Boys, who haven't scored since the first inning. So that's a swing and a miss there. Counts now 1-2. Well, the Beach Boys have already used 3 pitchers. Meanwhile, the Lightning are still riding with their starter, Cardenas. The 1-2 pitch to Rodriguez, just inside a good eye. The count's now 2-2. Cardenas deals. Got him swinging. That's out number 1 here in the fourth inning. And another strikeout for Cardenas. And here comes the 7-hitter from Loyola, New Orleans, Jed Cambry. Oh, Cambry flew out to left field in his first at bat. That misses just high. 1-0. Cambry was named an SFCBL All-Star this season. Again, that game got rained out, but that doesn't take that title away. Came into this game batting .300 with 9 RBIs and 15 walks. Cambry's from Denham Springs, Louisiana. Misses just outside. The count's now 2-1. Still plenty of time left in this game for the Beach Boys to overcome the 1-run deficit. Right now we're in the fourth inning, and this is a 9-inning game. And don't worry, that's not that obvious. The Beach Boys have had so many rainouts this season that they've had a lot of doubleheaders, which are 7-inning games. So, little extra energy needed today as we go the full 9 innings here at Joe Russo Field in Palm Beach Gardens. The count's 3-1. The pitch to Cambry, right down the middle, got him looking. The count's now full 3-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Cardenas looking for his second straight strikeout. The pitch, that's lined foul, and the count remains full. Well, the wind's still blowing out into right field. Again, this field is the home of Palm Beach Gardens High School. The Gators, similar logo to the Florida Gators. That's a high fly ball into left field, but under it is Max Burkholz for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Cardenas, and here comes Andrew Taveras.
All right. Well, I think our audio board is going on the injured list after this inning. I've been running around getting another audio board because hopefully everybody's hearing us very clearly, but we're not hearing ourselves or each other. So we're gonna make a quick change in between the innings here,
So
just like they did with the pitching. We had to switch pitchers right in between a batter. So
yeah. So Jed Camry flew out to left field in both at bats. We'll see what Andrew Taveras can do here. Grounded out to third base in his first at bat, which came in the second inning. So there's 2 outs. The Beach Boys still down 3-2. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Oh, almost hit Taveras, was thrown behind him. So the count's 1-0. Pitch from Cardenas, swing and a miss. 1-1. Oh, it's always hard to read those pitches from a lefty. And it seemed like this would be a high-scoring game, Lisa, after the first inning. The Lightning started the game scoring 3 runs, then the Beach Boys scored 2 runs. But since then, there's been no runs scored as Taveras hits that down the left field line, and he's going to stay at first. So a 2-out single for Taveras, and here comes the extra hitter from App State, Riley Luft.
well, Tabares, he is a team leader in home runs and ribbies for the Beach Boys. His batting average is way up there, too. I think he's actually leading the team in batting average. So he's got the triple crown right now, according to Point Streak, when I was looking it up last night. So, with 2 outs, there's nothing less than I expect of Tabares to find a way to get on base.
And here's Riley Luft, who reached on a single in his first at bat. That's inside. Gets past the catcher. Taveras is going to walk into second base. So now a runner in scoring position for Luft. A hit could potentially tie this game at 3. I spoke in Luft's previous at bat about him struggling this season, but his bat swing, his bat path was still very elite, and that's why he's in this lineup. And we saw that in his first at bat with the single. Luft, very familiar with Nico Benestad. They played each other in high school baseball all the time. Luft at North Broward Prep, Benestad at Stoneman Douglas. Both of those teams won multiple state championships when they were in high school. So some good experience. Always loved lifting up that high school trophy, but how about the SFCBL trophy? Luft with a high fly ball into deep center field, but the wind's going to keep that in the yard, and that's out number 3. So we head to the top of the 5th. The Lightning still holding on to that 3-2 lead as Taveras is stranded on second.
Welcome back. We're just doing a quick audio check. Looks like everything is good. Isaac will be back on the play-by-play call. Just 1 second. Sounding good, Isaac? Yeah, you had it all good. All right.
So after Kyle Fernandez replaced Matthew Ramstead last inning, this is a shallow grounder. Tyshawn Patty's going to have to make a tough play. He got him. Bang, bang play, out number 1 as Max Burkholz grounds out. So the dangerous hitter, Nico Benestead, coming up. So Fernandez has faced 4 batters, and he's gotten 4 outs, including 2 strikeouts. That's what the Beach Boys want out of their bullpen, right?
Yeah, definitely. When you're looking to your bullpen, you've got 1 game to win here before you can advance. You're hoping that you're getting the best from everyone.
So Benestead 0 for 2, looking to get on base for the first time today. Trying to provide some extra cushioning for Aiden Cardenas on the mound and extend that 1-run lead. Lefty-righty matchup. Benestead the righty. It's inside, 1-0. Still very cloudy, but seems like I haven't been saying this all season. The rain's staying away.
Yay! I think the Beach Boys did a little rain dance for that. Making sure we have the good vibes, the good vibrations going on, because it's going to be fun, fun, fun all day long here at Joe Russo Field.
Well, that pitch missed just inside. It's now 3-0. Benestead ahead in the count. We'll see if he has the green light here on the 3-0 count. The pitch from the lefty Fernandez. Benestead has the green light. He swings and misses, so it's now 3-1. Not a bad strategy. Benestead, obviously, the very dangerous hitter. 5 home runs on the season, 405 average, which leads the league. How about that? The 3-1 pitch. And that's a strike. Oh, Benestead started walking towards first base, but it's instead of full count. So Benestead kidnapped someone. He kidnapped Eddie Marshall. Eddie Marshall would have got the triple crown, led the league in home runs, RBIs, almost average. If it wasn't for Benestead.
So close, right? That's why it's so hard to get the triple crown. It's not an easy thing.
So Benestead walks. That's the first batter to reach base against Fernandez. And with 1 out, there's now a runner on first for the shortstop, Danny Machado.
Well, Fernandez, he's 1-0 this season, 7.31 ERA. Don't let that fool you, though, because he has faced the Lightning twice this season, and he's picked up that 1 win against the Lightning. First time that he faced the Lightning was on June 3rd, pitched 2 innings, allowed a hit, no runs, walked 2, struck out 2.
There's the first pitch of this at-bat from Fernandez to Machado. That's inside. Did it hit him? Yes, it did. So with 1 out, there's going to be runners on first and second. And here comes the catcher, who is committed to Vanderbilt, Corbin Reynolds.
Yeah, Fernandez, then the second time that he's faced the Lightning on June 18th. The team got the win. Fernandez, no decision. He went 3 1/3, allowed 2 earned runs, 4 hits, walked 1, struck out 2. So it could go either way, right? He knows these guys, though. He has faced them twice, both back in June.
So Benestead on second after the walk, Machado on first after the hit by pitch. Here's the Vandy guy, Corbin Reynolds. First pitch to him, just high, 1-0. Well, a lot of righties are in this lineup for the Lightning, which will favor them in this inning against the lefty Fernandez. There is an arm up in the bullpen for the Beach Boys. It looks like it's Dylan Leto. Remember, this is the 3rd pitcher of the day for the Beach Boys. That's a high pop-up, looks to be out of play. Remember, the Beach Boys started off with Ashton Perkins, who went 3 innings. And then in the 4th inning, Matthew Ramstead came in, but was quickly injured, and Fernandez had to replace him mid-at-bat. And Fernandez is still out there on the mound. 2 runners on, 1 out. The 1-1 to Reynolds. It's a high pop-up out of play again. It's 1-2.
We keep talking about Corbin going to Vandy. He is a local product there. He's been to a lot of games, loved the team growing up, went to their camps, but guess what? He almost didn't go to Vandy. He was recruited by Tulane and committed to them. And then after a camp, then Vandy came a-calling. And boy, Corbin had that hard decision as a teenager, but it was an easy one at the same time.
Well, Fernandez with his third strikeout of the day, a big second out here in the top of the fifth as he got Corbin Reynolds striking out looking. So with 2 outs and still 2 on, here is the designated hitter, Aiden O'Keefe, who's reached base twice today, a double and a walk.
I mean, can you imagine that your dream team, the childhood team that that you grew up watching and wanting to play for, didn't give you an offer, and then they did, and then you had to go back and tell the team that did commit to you.
This is a line drive to left field. What a catch in left field! Full extension grab. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Josh Cope, the Kent State product, getting it done. A huge third out here in the fifth, and that saves the day for the Beach Boys. If that fell in, they would have extended their 1-run lead. Well, it didn't. What a catch by Josh Cope. We head to the bottom of the fifth. The Beach Boys still down 3-2.
There's nothing better than leaving the ballpark to get some cold beers, hot chicken wings, and great times with friends and family. The Duck Tavern has been whipping it up for the South Florida community for years and now is the official local restaurant of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. We aren't sure what's more impressive, the 110 different beers from around the world or the 20% off that all South Florida Collegiate Baseball League athletes, staff, and family get at the Duck all season. Located at 5901 North Federal Highway. Come on in for good food, good vibes at the Duck Tavern.
Welcome back. Isaac Edelman alongside Lisa Pride here on the SFCBL YouTube page. Well, look who's leading off this inning. It's the 10-1-2 hitters for the Beach Boys who are down 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth. It's Josh Cope who made an insane full extension diving catch in left field. If that fell in, a run would have scored. Now, that's a line drive to the third baseman Benestead who makes a strong throw. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the fifth.
Yeah, wow, Josh Cope out there in left field. Okay, I said his first name right. It just went off of memory, and I was like, wait, did I get his first name right? I better, because he has been the star of the defense for the Beach Boys here today. Everything that's come to him, it's just been a great play after great play, and that was definitely one that the pitcher, Fernandez, was waiting to thank Cope for that catch.
Yeah, so this is Cardenas' 5th inning of work, trying to keep this a 1-run game, and he's facing the leadoff hitter for the Beach Boys, Nick Miller, who is 0 for 1. Reached base on a walk, but then grounded into a 1-4-3 double play. You don't see that often. Oh, was way ahead in front of that one. It's way foul down the left field line. Cardenas has given up 4 hits with 4 walks and 2 strikeouts, and he's doing a good job for the Lightning. They haven't got into that bullpen yet. How important is that, Lisa?
That is so key, because the next arm I think they're going to is one of their, big arms, and it's Phillips. So they would love to, have Cardenas go as long as possible to protect that arm of Phillips, and maybe even kind of make the decision later on that maybe they can even go to a reliever instead of bringing Phillips in and saving him for tomorrow.
Yeah, look, as much as we can't focus on tomorrow, and you got to get a win today, there is a game tomorrow if you win, right? And, pitchers can't always pitch back-to-back days. So you also got to be considerate about what is your game plan for tomorrow. But you first got to win. And right now the Lightning are on top 3-2, but we still have a few innings left to go here in Palm Beach Gardens. That pitch was low in the zone, but he got Nick Miller looking. That's his third strikeout of the day and out number 2 here in the 5th.
From St. Edward's University, number 4,
Cardenas has been very good with that slider today. And now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, he's facing the catcher, the number 2 hitter for the Beach Boys from St. Edward's, Austin Page. It's 1-0 to Page. Page has walked and grounded out to second base in this game. Lefty-lefty matchup here. That's a strike right down the middle, 1-1. Well, Lisa, again, I said this in the last inning. It looked like it was going to be a high-scoring game. There's been no run since the first inning. Cardenas is settling in. How does he look today?
Oh, he is looking good after that first inning. You know, he doesn't have a lot of strikeouts, but that's okay. He's got the defense behind him. He can be a contact hitter, and that's what he's doing. He's letting the guys hit the ball and the defense behind him, helping him out.
Page with a high fly ball, shallow infield. The shortstop, Danny Machado, is under it for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Cardenas and the Lightning. We head to the top of the 6th. Your score still Lightning 3, Beach Boys 2, here on the SFCBL YouTube page.
Homeowners of South Florida, the 5 boroughs of New York and New Jersey, we have the one-stop shop for all of your home remodeling needs with GMNO Construction. GMNO specializes in kitchens, bathrooms, complete remodels, and now home construction. Call 973-315-7411 for a free quote today. GMNO Construction, proud partner of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League.
Folks, welcome back into the broadcast. It's the top of the 6th inning. The Lightning still on top of the Beach Boys here in Palm Beach Gardens at Joe Russo Field. They lead by a score of 3-2, and the Beach Boys are now using their 4th pitcher of the day. It's the sophomore from Embry-Riddle University, Carter Gishwin, trying to keep this just a 1-run game so the Beach Boys can come back and potentially tie it or even take the lead, and it's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up for the Lightning, starting with the right fielder, Jack Tate. He's reached base on a walk and struck out in this game. Well, Gishwin has been arguably the best reliever in the SFCBL, a 1.47 ERA in 9 games. He's pitched 18 innings with 21 strikeouts. Well, we'll see if he can keep that ERA, and the first pitch is a strike.
Talking about strikeouts, we had as far as strikeout leaders here in this game already. Second in strikeouts in the league, Aiden Cardenas.
That's ripped into right field, and The first batter Gishwin faces is going to get on base with a single as Tate gets his first hit of the day.
And then Ashton Perkins, 5th in the league in strikeouts. So we had the two, the starting pitchers were known for their strikeouts, and we did not see a lot of strikeouts.
So the St. John's University product, Jack Tate, starts the 6th with a single, and here's the third baseman, Brady Benavides, 0 for 2 today. Gishwin trying to settle in. Laid out the bunt, but pulled it back out. It's a strike 0-1. So everything defensively for both the Lightning and Beach Boys has been unchanged. The only difference has been for the Beach Boys, they've gone to the bullpen. They're already using their 4th arm of the day, their 3rd bullpen arm. The next pitch from Gishwin. That bunt's pulled back 1-1. So this past season at Embry-Riddle, Gishwin was injured. Pitched just 1 inning, gave up 2 runs. Gishwin was born in St. Louis, but he's from right here, Palm Beach Gardens.
Yeah, hometown boy right here.
But he did not go to Palm Beach Gardens High School. Instead, he went to the Kings Academy in West Palm Beach. He played for Jared Saltamacchia, who is a well-known MLB player, MLB veteran. He is a 2013 World Series champion. And for Kings Academy, Gishwin was a first-team all-conference selection and first-team all-county. That's a high pop-up behind home plate. Page is going to take a look at that, and it goes out of play. So the count's 1-2 with no outs, and Tate still on first.
Yeah, Gishwin, 6'2", 220, as you mentioned, from the Kings Academy right here from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. 2-0 on the season here, 1.47 ERA in 9 appearances, 1 save, 21 strikeouts, and 18 1/3 innings pitched.
That's a liner into deep center field, but making the catch, you didn't even have to move, is the center fielder, Jed Cambry. So that's the first out of the day for Gishwin, and here comes the second baseman, John Trulio, with Jack Tate still on first base.
And you were talking a little bit about Salty, Jared Saltamacchia, World Series champion, big leaguer from Royal Palm Beach, Florida, and coach at the Kings Academy. And that just reminds me, as much as the talent that we have, with big leaguers, we have scouts, coaches, all across the board here in our area.
That pitch is in the dirt, gets past Page at the dish, and Tate's now going to be on second.
And that's what the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League is like. We're like a family, a baseball family, that many of these coaches, not only do they coach at the collegiate level, but have connections at the pro level. And we've right here with the Matadors, the Morales family, 3 scouts in the family, and they've given back so much to this community, where the Morales is now giving back by being part of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League and owning a team, running a team, so helping then the next generation keep moving on.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The Beach Boys thus far, like I said, 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. The Lightning, meanwhile, 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Trying to provide some extra cushioning. Tate's now in scoring position at second. Trulio fouls that one back.
And you just hear, every time you talk to the guys, you hear about Doug Jennings, who's a long time been helping young athletes here in our area, and how many of the players will talk about how he's helped them, with the extreme and moving on up. There's just so many different stories like that, and that's what you get in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League.
Oh, that curveball just missed high. Good movement. Pitch dropped a few inches. If Trulio reaches, Shapiro, the number 10 hitter, an extra hitter, will be on deck. Still 3-2. We've gone 4 straight scoreless innings after a 5-run first inning from both teams. 3 for the Lightning, 2 for the Beach Boys, and that's still your score.
And still a little bit on that note, Freddie Rodriguez coming right out of the College World Series with Coastal Carolina, and he had the connection with the Moraleses that, having the brothers help him when he was a young kid out in Wellington.
Trulio with the ground ball. Lichtenberger is going to try to get the lead runner. This could be a rundown, but Bo Rodriguez is going to tag Tate out at third. A heads-up play by the shortstop from Clemson, Tyler Lichtenberger, getting the lead runner. So Trolio is going to reach first on the fielder's choice, but not before Rodriguez tags out Tate at third base. Again, Lichtenberger, a heads-up play, right, Lisa?
Yeah, wow, you've really got to be heads up there, Rodriguez, because Tate was giving him a little deke this way and that way, almost like on a football field, and Rodriguez had to make sure that he wasn't outmaneuvered there at third base. It was so close.
Yeah, so there's now 2 outs for Logan Shapiro. Tate's erased from the base pass, and instead Trolio's on first base. First pitch to Shapiro is high, 1-0. Gishwin made his first start of the season a few days ago, went 3 innings against the Matadors before the lightning hit. And obviously the Beach Boys finished that game yesterday right here against the Matadors. This is a slow grounder, but it goes foul. Bo Rodriguez was running in there, smartly let that go foul, so the count's now 1-2.
Yeah, I think that was a luck on the favor of the Beach Boys side, right, that it went foul. You talk about Gershwin, yeah, his last outing against the Matadors. A couple of innings worked, a hit, walk, strikeout. Let's see, he had a really good outing. Well, he has had quite a few. Another one against the Matadors, he had a good outing there. Gave up just a run, 4-hitter, but struck out 4. The most he's struck out, he usually just goes like 1 or 2 innings, picking up 4 strikeouts in those couple of innings.
Good pitch there. It's now 1-2. So Trolio's still on first after the fielder's choice. There's 2 outs. In the bottom of this frame, the Beach Boys will have the meat of the order up, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. But Gishwin has to get through Logan Shapiro first, and he does. A swing and a miss. And Gishwin does his job out of the bullpen. And the score remains the Lightning 3, the Beach Boys 2. But the Beach Boys have a chance to make some magic happen with their 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 6th.
We'd like to thank our sponsor here in the playoffs, Sala, Osterita, and Cox. Thank you so much for sponsoring us all season long and being our main sponsor here today on our game broadcast and also throughout the playoffs into the championship series. Well, athletes, are you looking to take your game to the next level? Barwis Arm Farm has the tools to give specialized training to professional athletes, all the way down to little leaguers. Professional and Olympic athletes train with Mike Barwis and his staff because they know they'll receive the most advanced, scientifically based, holistic, and cutting-edge athletic training. Prepare to achieve the uncommon. Go to barwis.com to book a tour and check out the training programs that they offer.
Welcome back into the SFCBL YouTube broadcast. Isaac Edelman still alongside Lisa Pride. It's the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Beach Boys have their meat of the order up. Down by 1 run, 3-2. And here's the Clemson shortstop, Tyler Lichtenberger, struck out in his last at-bat, but reached base earlier with an RBI single. Well, how about Eden Cardenas? He's in for his 6th inning of work. Still dealing. He's gone 5 innings, given up 4 hits and 2 runs. But like I said, those 2 runs came in the 1st inning. Lichtenberger swings at the first pitch. This could be a tough play from the shortstop, Danny Machado. And Lichtenberger beats out the throw. An infield single to kick off the 6th inning. And here comes the dangerous right fielder, Harry Vargas Segura.
Well, the Beach Boys, this is the heart of the order. This is when they need to get things done. It's getting later and later in the game. We're in the 6th. Time is running out. So the Beach Boys leading off with a single. Cardenas Let me get you, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's Iden. And guess what? His teammates, his coach just found that out. All season they've been calling him Aiden. And then he finally said, you know what? It's Iden. Why is everyone calling me Aiden?
Well, it's the playoffs. I guess not too late.
No, but isn't that funny?
to
Like his whole
correct.
team. Then his coach said, you know what? I'm just going to call you Aiden because that's what he's been doing
Yeah.
all season.
So Lichtenberger is on first after the infield single to kick off the sixth. And that's a balk. So, wow. The Beach Boys with the big break here. They have Lichtenberger now on second in scoring position with no outs. And Harry Vargas is up at the plate. The Beach Boys have as many hits as the Lightning today. Both teams have 5 hits apiece. But, again, the Lightning still lead 3-2 on the scoreboard. And that's all that matters. You got to win to advance. If you lose, your season's over. And believe me, these players want to win. They don't want their season to end. And especially if you're a guy looking to transfer, you want more film. In order to get more film, you got to play the game. You got to be out there in the field or at the plate.
Yeah, you definitely want as many ABs as you can and opportunities.
Harry Vargas with a high fly ball into deep right center field. That's going to fall in. Harry Vargas is going to go to second. Lichtenberger's running third. He's going to score an RBI triple for Harry Vargas Segura. And the Beach Boys tie this game at 3. Harry Vargas going to opposite field and right center field. And a triple. How about that?
Lots of celebration on the left side of the diamond here out of the Beach Boys. And that's what you need. That's the energy that you get when you get a triple and a run scoring here to tie things up. Vargas just new to the team. 563 in his last 8 games.
Patty swings at the first pitch. Now that's going down the right field line, and that falls in for a hit. Segura's going to score. Patty's rounding first, and he's going to get into second with the stand-up double. The Beach Boys get their first lead of the day, and they now lead 4-3. Patty with the dance moves at second base. 2 extra base hits in a row for the Beach Boys. Tyshawn Patty, the latest, with the double. Wow, 3 hits to kick off this inning.
Well, Tate out there, he's getting to run down a lot of balls. He's got both hands on his knees right now as he's catching his breath. He had to run after all the way to the wall for that triple off the bat of Vargas. Then that double pushed over by the foul pole line going down at 325, the ball knocking around there. So Tate was chasing after a couple of those fly balls, and now it looks like that'll be it for Cardenas here today.
Yeah, you ought to feel for Cardenas. He was dealing, right, after giving up 2 runs in the first inning. He went 4 straight shutout innings, but a rough start here in the bottom of the 6th, facing the meat of the order. It started with a Lichtenberger single. Then Harry Vargas drove Lichtenberger home with the RBI triple in the gap in right center field. And then Tyshawn Patty went down the right field line with an RBI double. And there you have it. The Beach Boys lead 4-3. So we'll be back in just a second. The Beach Boys lead 4-3. There's still no outs in the 6th inning. Tyshawn Patty's on second. And we'll have a new arm for the Lightning.
And let us remind you that our main sponsor today is Sala, Astorita, and Cox. Thank you, Sala, Astorita, and Cox, for sponsoring the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League.
Well, The Lightning are going to the bullpen for the first time today. Aiden Cardenas is done, and your new pitcher for the Lightning is Kean Phillips from St. Leo University. Well, the Beach Boys have scored 2 runs this inning. Lichtenberger got a single, Vargas got a triple, and Patty, the latest, got a double, and he sits there on second base. Here's the batter, Bo Rodriguez. The Beach Boys trying to extend their lead, and the good news is there's still no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch of the day for Keon Phillips, and it's 0-1 to Bo Rodriguez. So, the Beach Boys, in the biggest of stages in Game 1 of the playoffs, they scored 2 runs this inning, and the damage is not done yet. That pitch misses low. 1-1.
Phillips coming in. He's 5'11", 170, a junior at St. Leo University. He's from Arvada, Colorado.
Now, Patty on second. If he scores, that run will be charged to Cardenas. This is a ground ball to the shortstop. Machado makes the throw. A good pick by the first baseman. That throw was in the dirt, but how about Nico Benestad getting that glove down? So that's out number 1, and Patty stays put at second base, and now batting's Jed Cambry.
Phillips 4-0 on the season, 3.16 ERA, 12 appearances, 5 starts for the Lightning, 31 1/3 innings pitched, 43 strikeouts. He leads the league in strikeouts.
That strikeout number is absurd, especially considering he's only started 5 games. He's played in 12 games, only 5 starts. Usually when you spend a lot of your time out of the bullpen, you're not going to get that many strikeouts because you can only pitch so many innings. But if you look at the amount of innings he's pitched, 31 innings, but 43 strikeouts. So he's averaging more than a strikeout an inning.
He has. He had a big game against the Bucks. Only 2 innings of work, struck out 5.
He's had 6 straight games with at least 3 strikeouts. Pretty good. Well, there's 1 out. Patty's still on second. The Beach Boys trying to extend their 1-run lead. That's right down the middle to the batter, Jed Cambry, who has flew out to left field in both at-bats. And the designated hitter, Andrew Taveras, is on deck. This has been a fun half inning for the Beach Boys here in the bottom of the 6th, but they're not done yet. With 1 out, the next pitch to Cambry, a grounder to the third baseman. Benavidez is going to make a strong throw, and that's out number 2. Patty has to stay put at second base.
Another 5 strikeout performance by Phillips was against the Makos. 5 innings of work, picked up the win there, 5 strikeouts. So, yeah, just a lot of strikeouts accumulating. Like you said, more than 1 per inning. His last outing, Phillips, was against the Extreme. The team lost. He didn't get a decision. 3 innings of work, allowed a run. It was earned, a couple of hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts in those 3 innings.
So here's Andrew Taveras. Singled in his last at-bat against the lefty Cardenas, now facing a righty, so it favors Taveras. And Patty is still waiting on second base. Trying to advance, trying to score. Beach Boys, again, just took their first lead of the day, but they want to extend that 1-run lead. The next pitch to Taveras. Good eye there, 1-1. Remember, this is the 2-seeded Beach Boys versus the 3-seeded Lightning here in the North Division. The champion of the North Division will be announced tomorrow. The winner of this game will play the Palm Beach Extreme. That's hit down the right field line, but just foul. That could have been dangerous. That could have scored Patty. But instead, Taveras walks back to the plate, and Patty walks back to second base.
I'll be back on the broadcast tomorrow for the division finals, and that'll be at 11 a.m. for the North Division. The South Division, they will play today, later today at 3 o'clock. Chris Toltz is on the call, and I hear that you might be joining him, Isaac. Are you headed over there?
I got to make the drive down there as this is hit to the shortstop Machado, who makes the throw to first base. The Beach Boys strand Patty at second, but not before scoring 2 runs to take the 4-3 lead. We head to the top of the 7th, and the Beach Boys lead 4-3 here at Joe Russo Field in Palm Beach Gardens.
Our game sponsor today is Sala, Osterita, and Cox. Thank you so much for sponsoring our broadcast here on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network on YouTube Live. Netting professionals will exponentially improve the quality of your facility equipment. They have L screens, batting cages, turf, netting, and so much more to take care of your athletic facility needs. Trusted by Division I athletic programs. Thank you to netting professionals for taking care of the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League and our family. Welcome back. We're in the top of the 7th. Lisa Pride here alongside Isaac Edelman. And we're so excited. This game is gone back and forth here in the last inning. It was 3-2 for much of the game, 1-0. As we're back up to the top of the order for the Lightning, it's Foscolo, Burkholz, and Benestead. But 3-2 ball game since the first until the last inning. And the Beach Boys put 2 across, and now they have the 4-3 lead. Pop up, right side, waiting on it behind first base. Miller squeezes it. Foscolo is retired. Pop up to first, 1 away. That'll bring up the left fielder, Max Burkholz.
So Gishwin's potentially in line for the win now that the Beach Boys have the lead. And again, this is the first half inning where the Beach Boys are in the field and they have the lead.
Burkholz at the plate, the left fielder. He is 1 for 3. Bunted his way on in the second to get that single. Swing, foul tip. 0-1 on the left fielder. I know we can't hide it. We did introduce you at the beginning of the game that you're the voice of the Beach Boys. So there was some cheering going on last inning by Isaac here. He's got a little smile on his face, too.
Can't hide it when you're having fun, right? That's what the Beach Boys do.
That's it. And who was it? Before, it was like in the middle innings, somebody was dancing in the dugouts, and you were, surprised that they were the ones dancing. Who was that?
Andres Ballart.
And he's never been one of the dancers for the Beach Boys, never the one to
No, he always is the one. That's
oh,
why
he's always the one. Okay.
Doesn't disappoint.
No. All right. So we know who to look out for then when you come here to the ballpark. We need to get some video of him. I'm sure you guys got video of him dancing. 0-2 righty-lefty matchup. I think it was his dance, though, that really got the Beach Boys going. That's low. They had the energy drinks. I saw a Lightning player. He was pulled to the side on like a beach kind of chair, and he was having his breakfast. So everyone, had their routine before the game. But I think it was Ballart that really needed to get that dancing going, get the Beach Boys going here. 4-3, they're up by 1. The kick, the pitch. That one will miss away. 2-2 is the count. Gishwin remaining on the hill, second inning of work. He came in and faced 4 Lightning hitters. It was the bottom half of the order. Tate singled. Benavides flied out. Trolio was on a fielder's choice. But then Tate out at third base on that fielder's choice put out. There's a strikeout. So 2 away, and Shapiro, he struck out swinging to end things in the 6th, and now Gishwin picks up his 2nd K here in the 7th. That'll bring up the first baseman, Nico Benestead. Righty-righty matchup. Benestead with the forest green batting helmet steps into the box. Couple of check swings with his black bat. It almost looks like a really dark gray. I think it's got some of the dust and dirt from the field. It's been used a lot as he swings and misses. I see on the handle, he's got the stars and stripes. Steps in again. White batting gloves, white spikes. Got the white sleeves too. Here's the 0-1. It's going upstairs. Nothing, or 1-1.
Well, I'll tell you what, Benestad still looking for his first base hit of the day. You look at his average on the season, he basically gets a hit every game. So now's a good time. No one on base, there's 2 outs, and the Lightning are down by 1.
Here comes the 1-1, and that's a breaking ball low, missing 2-1. Benestead leads the team in average homers. Benavides is the team leader with ribbies. Benestead not too far behind. He did rip one to left, but you know who's been playing left? There's a strike, 2-2, is Cope, and nothing has been getting by Cope out there in left at all. 3 great catches by the left fielder.
Speaking of the defensive lineup, we do have changes. Left went from EH to third base. Bo Rodriguez went from third base to second base. And Tyshawn Patty, who was at second base, is now the EH.
That one will go out, play to the right side. That's what I had to tell you. I have to tell you, in the beginning of the season, I was like, wait, we've got 10 hitters every game. My scorebook only handles 9. So every game before the game, I had to make sure to like divide that 9th spot up for the 9th and 10th. They don't have to use 9. That there was one game, I think it might have been the Extreme. I'll have to look back. Only used 9. They didn't use 10 that day. But ever since, all the other games, it's good to have 10 and to have
But
that
it's
rule
smart.
because it allows, because it's a developmental league, it's here
Yes.
for the guys to
More
get
players
their
get
at-bats.
to be in the lineup, which means more film is made out of them. Yes.
Yeah, when you have a lot of catchers or a lot of, positional players at one position, it helps everybody get some at-bats too. That'll miss inside, count going full. So even if plus when the games are every day, it allows, like even Corbin, he was talking about coming in with, the extra catchers. It allowed him then to focus more on his offense, more at his at-bats, because he could just be the extra hitter and not have to be behind the plate for every game. So it is nice to have 10 hitters in the lineup here. That will hit ball 4 and will hit Benestead, and he'll head to first base. Maybe it just missed him, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, I think that just missed him. So that's Benestead's second straight walk. So at least, he hasn't gotten a hit today, but he's getting on base, and that's just as good as a hit.
It is with 2 outs. That'll bring up Danny Machado with his bat on the handle. He carved something into the dirt before he stepped into the box, then went into the box, found his spot, kicked the dirt around a little bit, back out, now back in. Definitely a creature of habit. Has the same routine every at-bat. First pitch, fastball upstairs, that'll miss. 1 ball, no strikes. Now he'll step out of the box and readjust his batting gloves. So Machado, the number 4 hitter, very meticulous and needs to make sure he does everything the same time. I think a lot of good hitters do that. They have the same routine. He'll hit this one on the ground, right side. Taking it as the first baseman and not able to get over to first in time is Gishwin. He tries, the ball gets into his glove, tries to tap his toe onto the bag before Machado, but Machado racing down. He's there safely.
That's just a tough play. Nick Miller did everything he could. Gishwin honestly did everything he could. Maybe he could have taken a better angle, but that was as fast as he could, and that's really a great infield single from Machado. And now Benestead's on second, Machado on first. Potentially some 2-out magic for the Lightning, who are down by 1.
Yeah, Reynolds here at the plate. He's walked twice, struck out once, so 0 for 1 today. He's due. He's got his white batting helmet on, white batting gloves, white handle, White spikes all along to go with it. First pitch, that'll bounce away from the catcher. It could be trouble. Running to third base, rounding the bag, watching the whole time. The ball's in the dugout. That will plate a run for the Lightning, and they'll tie it up. So it's a 4-4 game possibly. We're all going to chat about it a little bit. The umpire now says, first he said, I think, that he could take home, and now he's telling him to go back to third. We'll see. We'll have a discussion here. Umpire, coach.
Well, I think
Lightning Kaufman is the head coach.
regardless of the decision, Page needs to be more heads up in terms of making sure he gets to that ball, because if that got into the dugout, Benestad gets to home, because that's out of play. And you get the extra base, and he was already at third base. But we'll see what the umpires go with here. If Benestad was already at third base, he should be able to get home. If he wasn't at third base yet, his base is third base.
Well, it looks like the luck's going to fall on the side of the Beach Boys as Benestad goes back to third base. Kaufman trying to get the call from the umpires, not able to.
And Machado moved up, by the way, so there are two runners in scoring position nonetheless.
Two in scoring position for Reynolds here. Chase Waters, the first base coach for the Lightning. Danny Rogers at third base. We're having a conference on the hill right now. Ball getting by Page, and then it rolled as it looked like Benestad was already headed home, rounding third into the dugout, but it's ruled that everybody just gets one base. And so we've got runners in scoring position at second and third, 2 outs, Reynolds at the plate.
We'll see if Carter Gishwood could take advantage of the break the Beach Boys got, because instead of scoring, Benestad's at third, and that means the Beach Boys still lead by 1. Otherwise, it could have been a tie game at 4 apiece.
Pitch delivered, that'll miss. 2 balls and no strikes.
In any sport, but especially baseball, you got to take advantage of any break you can get, right? And we'll see if Gishwin does that.
I think really that's what happens in baseball too. It's just one little thing that can change the whole momentum of the game, and that would have been tying things up at 4 apiece. So the Beach Boys still have the 1-run lead here. 3 straight balls, though, delivered to Reynolds.
I wonder if he has the green light here. If he makes contact with the ball down the middle,
Here
he can
comes the
score 2
pitch.
runs.
It's upstairs and a miss. Won't have to worry about it. He'll take first base. That's the 3rd time that Corbin has walked today. Not doing the damage with the bat right now, but what a good eye to walk to first. He'll have the courtesy runner replace him, Hunter. The bases are loaded for the designated hitter, Aiden O'Keefe. Now, O'Keefe is 1 for 2 today with the walk, and he's hit the ball well. So I don't think they really wanted to put Reynolds at first base with 2 outs, but maybe they did. They're going after O'Keefe right now. O'Keefe doubled, drove in 2 in the first, then hit a great ball over to left field, but Cope was there to make the catch. Here comes the pitch. Inside, that'll miss.
Well, the bases are loaded. Any type of way of getting on base will score at least 1 run and tie this game.
Righty-righty matchup. That ball's getting away from Page. It goes upstairs. That will plate the tying run here. The wild pitch. Benestad this time, there's no doubt that he will score, and he does. So 4-4 is the score, and that will advance Machado to third.
Well, you got
courtesy runner, Hunter to second.
You got to feel for Gishwin. That's going to be the end of his day. Honestly, that's a pass ball on Page, hit off the top of his glove. The pitch wasn't thrown that high, and well, we'll have a new pitcher just trying to get that 3rd out and keep this a tie game, Lisa.
All right, well, we'll take a short timeout. It's a 4-4 ball game. We're in the top of the 7th here from Joe Russo Field at Lilac Park in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And you're tuning in to the playoffs here in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network on YouTube. All right, the new pitcher on the hill is Chris Perez. He'll face the designated hitter, Aiden O'Keefe. 2 balls and no strikes, 4-4 ball game. Wild pitch just drove in the tying run. 2 in scoring position. Here comes the pitch. That'll hit the plate, hit the dirt right there, and Page has blocked it. He's got a runner at third base he's got to watch out for. That's the go-ahead run at third base right now for the Lightning.
Yeah, but Perez just needs to get one more out to escape this inning, keep it a tie game, and strand the runners on second and third.
Here comes the 3-0. Strike at the knees. That's what the Beach Boys and Perez needs. 3-1, 2 down. Perez, 6'3", 215, the juniors from Nova Southeastern. Hometown is Hialeah, Florida. So he's a Beach Boy through and through. He'll miss inside low, and O'Keefe will walk to first base. So the bases are now loaded for Jack Tate, the right fielder. Tate walked in the first, struck out looking in the third, then singled to right in the sixth.
So Perez, this is just his second appearance of the season, made his debut on July 11th for the West Boca Snappers. Had 4 shutout innings with just 1 hit, was recovering from an injury. This is actually his second season with the Beach Boys, Lisa. Was part of the inaugural season last year, had a 3.66 ERA in 9 games.
First pitch, that'll go out of play. Why is he just joining the team right now? You said an injury.
Yeah, so he's been recovering from an arm injury. He's been with the team all season long, but just made his first appearance on July 11th. Last season, Chris Perez led the team with a team-high 46 strikeouts.
Wow.
So this is a guy that the Beach Boys are really happy to bring back, and despite missing the whole season, he's playing in a playoff game right now where they need him.
The 0-1 base is loaded. That ball will go into the dirt inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And so is he ready then? Will he be, well, I guess he's got fall, to still get ready for and come back from the injury to play another year in college ball in the spring.
And this is an injury he's recovering from Nova because he didn't record any stats at Nova this past season, even though he was with them.
So it's great probably for the college to see him out and healthy right now as the ball's tapped foul left side, 1-2 to Tate.
He's 1 strike away from escaping this inning, keeping it a tie game. This is a huge pitch coming up, and we'll see what the approach is at the plate for the right fielder, Jack Tate.
The Lightning just tied it up on a wild pitch, 4-4 ball game. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Go-ahead run is at third base right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The kick, the pitch, breaking ball, swung on, hit hard on the ground to the left side. Here comes a run for the Lightning, rounding third base, being waved in. Another run crosses the plate. So Machado scores. Hunter, the courtesy runner, scores. All on the base hit off the bat of Jack Tate to left field. The Lightning are now up 6-4 here in the top of the 6th.
How about that? Machado scores, Reynolds scores. O'Keefe moves over to second. Those runs are going to be charged to Carter Gishwin, but nonetheless, that's the Lightning taking back the lead for the second time today, up 6-4.
Brady Benavides at the plate, his red bat swinging a miss. Right away, Perez going right after Benavides. Benavides is 0 for 3 today, grounded out, struck out, and flied out. He is leading the team in runs batted in. He's got 1 at second base to drive in here, and he's going to third base, that runner at second base. Foul ball, though, so I believe, or no, did he? Oh, no, just a swing and a miss. We've got runners at the corners now as O'Keefe. He was headed to third base halfway there when Benavides swung and missed. 0-2 here on Brady.
Perez still 1 strike away.
All runners going, and that ball's going out of play.
That was such a huge RBI single from Jack Tate, Lisa. He was down to his final strike in this inning, but got it through the hole in the infield, and 2 runs scored.
Yeah, the pressure is on when you have the bases loaded, 2 outs, tie ball game. You want to make things happen for your team, and Tate did. He's running to second right now. Another foul tip coming back into the backstop.
It's the top of the 7th. Not much room for error, not much time to come back. And speaking of coming back, the Beach Boys are now the team that has to do that as they are down by 2 and potentially more. They're still not out of this inning, and Aiden O'Keefe's on third.
0-2 count on Benavides. 2-run lead for the Lightning. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Perez goes right after Benavides and sits him down. So that'll do it here for the Lightning. They take over the lead. 3 runs cross the plate here in the 7th. Lightning up 6-4. So 3 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. And you know what this is, what time it is. Everybody stand up wherever you are and sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I think Isaac might be doing that. Do the Beach Boys sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, or they've got a different 7th inning stretch? Well, we'll find out. We'll take a quick break and time to grab your snacks too. We've got a ball game here, 6-4, Lightning on top. You're tuning in today to the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network, sponsored by Sala, Osterita, and Cox. Welcome back. We stretched, grabbed our Cracker Jacks. I still need to get something to drink, though. Boy, thirsty after those few runs put on the board by the Lightning. It's been exciting here all day long. Swing and a miss by Luft. It's Luft, Cope, and Miller all due up for the Beach Boys. Beach Boys down by 2. Phillips came in relief last inning. He's staying in here for the Lightning. Next pitch, hit off the end of the bat to the right side. That'll go out of play. Beach Boys scored 2 in the first, 2 more in the 6th. That's how they've got 4 on the board. The Lightning, 2 big innings for themselves. Pop up. That'll go into center field. Plenty of time for Foscolo out there. He'll wait underneath it, bring him in. Luft is retired as he pops up to center. There's one away. That'll bring up the left fielder, Josh Cope.
Let's not forget about that diving catch Cope had a few innings ago on left field. I know the Beach Boys are down by 2, but it could have been more. The Lightning had runners in scoring position. Cope had to make a full extension diving grab in left field. It was a beauty to watch.
Now he's going to try and do it with the bat. He's walked today and grounded out. Pitch delivered inside will miss. 1 ball and no strikes. So the Beach Boys had a big 1st and 6th innings, scoring 2 runs apiece in those innings. Now the Lightning, their innings were the 1st and the 7th, scored 3 runs in each of those innings. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out on the board. The pitch, swing and a miss.
So the Beach Boys have used 5 arms already. This is only the 2nd arm for the Lightning. So pretty good stuff in that department.
2 balls and 2 strikes here on Cope. 7 hits, 6 runs for the Lightning. 7 hits, 4 runs for the Beach Boys. Look at that. There's another hit. Wow, snagged by the shortstop. Rainbow throw, but it'll be out of the reach of Beniston at first base. Machado, that looked like that was a sure base hit going out into left center. He snagged the ball, had to spin off balance, threw over to first base. A big rainbow throw because he was up in the air for that. That's all he could do to get it over to first base, but it was out of the reach of Benestead. Gets by him. Now they're talking about should Benestead be awarded second base, or Cope be awarded second base too, and he will get to second base.
That was hit so hard, Lisa, which makes it even more impressive that Machado got a glove on that. But nothing he could do. An off-balance throw, of course it was going to be high, but that's going to be an error as Cope goes to second.
Why is he on second?
That wasn't. Yeah, the ball into the dugout, and on the errant throw by the shortstop. Infield base hit, though. Just the errant throw over to first base, allowing Cope to be at second right now in scoring position with one away. We're back up to the top of the order. Lefty at the plate, Nick Miller, the first baseman, takes first pitch strike. Miller struck out looking back in the fifth, hit into a double play in the second, walked in the first, scored a run in the first. So having a little bit of trouble at the plate today, 0 for 2. Here comes the 1-0, and he'll hit this one opposite. It'll drop into left field, getting waved home and coming home. Here comes the throw to the cutoff man first, though. Standing up, Josh Cope scores all the way from second off of the bat of Nick Miller. So Miller, he was looking for his first hit of the ball game. It's a big one here as he drives in Josh Cope to put the Beach Boys within one.
Great hitting by the Beach Boys, 2 straight hits, and suddenly it's just a one-run game. 6-5 is your score. The Lightning still on top, though.
That'll bring up the catcher, Austin Page. Page 0 for 2 today with the walk, scored a run, grounded out and popped out.
Well,
first pitch, he takes strike inside to the left-handed hitter. And Page, boy, he's had a day today behind the plate. I think a lot of his energy has been exerted behind the plate and, you know, not able to really get a lot of thing going with his bat here because he's so much energy chasing balls behind the plate.
And compared to West Boca High School, where the Beach Boys obviously play their home games, this backstop's pretty far back, so he has to exert even more energy running after that ball, which usually sits by the fence.
And he's had to, you know, receive quite a few pitchers here today. It's not just one pitcher that they've got, you know, something going for the whole game here, but how many pitchers has the Beach Boys had? They've had 2, 4, 5 pitchers. So that takes some energy for a catcher, too. You got to adjust each time to each pitcher. Here comes the 1-2. That's inside. That'll get away from Reynolds. He's looking around, doesn't take off his mask, searches around, finds it quickly, and that'll still keep Miller at first base. He's not going anywhere. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the catcher at the plate in Austin Page.
You know, they always talk about a pitcher's count, you know, how many pitches they've thrown. What about catchers? They're also throwing a lot of pitches. Not at that velocity, but same distance.
Here comes the 2-2. That'll miss. Upstairs and away. Yeah, they throw the ball a lot back and forth. I think it's more the legs, though, right? The knees, the up and down, you know, squatting after each pitch. So the more pitches there are, the more squatting down there is for a catcher. Payoff pitch. That's up in the air to the right side. Racing to his right is Tate. He'll bring it in. There's 2 away. Miller stays at first base. So Austin Page is retired as he flies out to right.
Well, here's the part of the order that made magic happen in the 6th inning. The Beach Boys scored 2 runs to take the lead in the 6th. And it started with this guy, Tyler Lichtenberger, but this time he has to do it with 2 outs.
Yeah, that'll bring up the shortstop, Tyler Lichtenberger. Lichtenberger is 2 for 3 today. Couple of singles, scored a run, drove in a run, in between struck out swinging. First pitch takes, strike at the knees, does a little jump there at the plate. Tyler thought that one might be a little too low outside. He's got the yellow batting gloves. His stance is so compact. Squats down, goes down and gets that ball. It's a pop-up, a big fly ball to center field. His stance, he keeps his feet, you know, close together and squats down in the lunge, and he really gets everything behind the ball. But Lichtenberger will fly out to center field. That'll leave one stranded for the Beach Boys, but they score a run on 2 hits, 1 error. We head to the top of the 8th. Lightning hanging on to the lead. It's 6-5. Our sponsor today is Sala, Osterita, and Cox. This is the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network. And we're back here on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network. We've got a game for you here in this first round of the North Division playoffs. Boy, Lightning Beach Boys making it interesting here in the later innings. 6-5. Lightning are on top by 1 run. Due up here for the Lightning, it's Trolio, and then in place of Shapiro, it'll be Worth. Then we're back up to the top of the order. And Foscolo, there's a new pitcher on the hill for the Beach Boys right now. Andrew Allison, the righty. Righty-righty matchup. The kick, the pitch, and that's inside. It'll miss. 1 ball and no strikes. Allison from Coral Springs, Florida, 6 foot 175. The freshman is out of the University of Albany.
Leads the league with a 2.60 ERA.
Ground ball, shortstop, throw to first in time. So Trolio will ground out to short. There's 1 away. That'll bring up the extra hitter. Pinch hitting is Logan Worth for Shapiro.
Allison's actually had quite a few stops, as you mentioned, University of Albany. This past spring was at Alcorn State, and now he just transferred to St. Petersburg College. So staying in the state of Florida for the first time.
Nice to be back home. Shaking off the signs from his catcher. Starts with his back kind of to the plate sideways, more towards the third base bag. Allison does and delivers the pitch. That'll miss inside as Worth takes. 1 ball, no strikes. Allison this season 3-0, 2.60 ERA. Fastball right across the heart of the plate at the belt. 1-1 as Worth takes again. 6 games, 6 starts for Allison, 27 2/3 innings pitched, 29 strikeouts in 27 2/3 innings.
The batter, Tyler Worth, hasn't played since July 12th, but in that game, he went 2 for 2.
Here comes the 1-1 pop-up right side out of play as everyone watches it. That'll go into the playground area. There's also a pond out there. It's a really nice park here. I think the kids are lucky that live close by. You get to kind of hang out at play baseball and go play on the swings, bring your dog to the park. And it's not just a normal dog park that I saw over there. It actually has obstacles and things for the dogs to play on. Here's the 1-2. They've got their own little playground. That one also out of play right side. Allison, his last outing was on July 10th against the Iguanas. 6 innings of work. 3 runs allowed, all earned. 7 hits, walked 1, struck out 6. Really good outing for Allison in his last outing. His wins were against the Iguanas, the X team, and the Bucks this season. He has not pitched against the Lightning. Foul tip, hangs by the plate. Count remains 1-2 strikes.
Cool fact about Allison is that he's a top 50 MLB The Show ranked player. So
All right.
pretty hard. But you know how many people play video games.
Have you
especially
played
MLB The Show.
against him?
No, I would probably get crushed.
Anybody else here on the Beach Boys that likes to play MLB The Show? Probably quite a few guys.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-2 breaking ball. Boy,
Ooh.
that is a dandy of a pitch.
Just missed.
The way he delivers it, and it's just got the spin, and that dropped a little, went sideways. Gosh, that's a beautiful pitch. It just misses. 2-2 the count. Boy, that wind is gusting. I read earlier before the game we're going to get like 19-mile-per-hour gusts today, and you could see it blowing out in left center. Those flags, they've been flapping all day long. Here comes the 2-2. Once again, that'll just miss just under the knees.
But now they're flapping to center field. Before they were going out to the right field line. Now it's deep center field. So if someone gets a hold of one to deep center field, maybe the wind's going to carry it out of here for a homer.
Find that wind channel. 375 out there in left center. That's where I'd put it, especially you're a righty right here at the plate. Here comes the payoff pitch. Ooh, that goes too far inside. And Worth is off to first base. Free pass, 1 away. We're back up to the top of the order for the Lightning. Now, the Lightning are leading by 1. We're in the 8th, but I'm sure that they would like some extra padding here because the Beach Boys have been tacking on the runs here in the later innings also. So the center fielder, Foscolo, stepping in. He's got 1 hit today. Struck out, infield base hit in the 2nd. Grounded out, then popped out to first base his last trip up. Pitch, hit to the left side, just barely going foul.
Wow. Luft got a big break there. That could have been dangerous. Would have been at least a double.
Any interesting stories with the Beach Boys? You know, as far as we've got Allison, he's a top 50 MLB The Show player. Any other interesting stories? I met a player the other day that he likes to repair and renovate classic cars. Had no idea.
Well, I got something interesting about CJ Burdak.
Here's the 0-1. That's a ground ball. That'll stay fair. Backhanded by the third baseman. On to second. Ball popping out of the glove, though, so there won't be any relay throw over to first base, but there will be an out at second, the forced out. Second out, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Max Burkholt. All right, tell us about your interesting tidbit.
CJ Burdak, a right-handed pitcher for the Beach Boys. His dad is Tim Burdak, a longtime pitcher, played for the Royals, Orioles, Tigers, Astros, and Mets. Here's the real story, though. He has the gold card.
Ooh.
The gold card is when you've played at least 10 years
That's
in the MLB.
right.
You get to go to any game you want. You go to the box office, and they give you the best ticket available. That is so cool.
I'm married to someone that has a gold card.
Really?
Did you know
Okay.
that?
I did
Yes,
not
I
know
know what
that.
a gold card is. Throw over to second base. They're in a rundown here. Oh, boy. Will they get him or won't they? Back and forth. The throws go. Finally, the tag is applied and out. Running the bases is Foscolo. In on the rundown. So that'll do it for the Lightning. They're not going to leave any stranded. Don't pick up any runs, hits, or errors. So we head to the home half of the 8th here at Joe Russo Field in Lilac Park, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. This is the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.
You didn't need me to explain the gold card.
Well, then we can explain it to people. But that's cool.
Who'd your husband play for?
He played for the Angels, Yankees, Red Sox, Expos.
You must be into baseball, huh?
Yeah. He was drafted by the Mets. He's been around.
So let me ask you, the gold card, do you get to go, like, or it's just one?
One.
Like, I'm sure you could.
But it depends, you know, on
So
the
what
team.
does that
and all.
mean? He
But
has
you
to
get
pay
a,
for you?
no. You can, well, it depends. Like, usually you can have one person accompany you.
Okay.
But the teams usually Like, we'll hook you up unless it's like some big game or something.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But yeah, but you do have to pay. Like, they used to not have to pay for uh,
Next inning, Ty Patty's going back to second base. Bo Rodriguez going DH. Or
Okay.
DH.
so Patty.
Out of position.
So
That makes no sense.
so wait, Patty's going to DH.
Patty's going back to second.
Second, I got
I don't
him.
know
Who's
why
going
they
to
did
DH?
that.
Bo was going to EH.
Bo, that's who you're talking
Why'd
about.
they
Okay.
even make that change?
Bo is now going. So where are we at? Then?
So Rodriguez is now at EH and Patty's at second.
They're rotating, I guess, who's going to see
That
it
makes
first.
no sense.
All right. Well, I'll probably mess that up later now.
Oh, Harry Marcus again. Come on, Jack. Hit it.
Now digging in for the Boca Beach Boys. This is right fielder from the Bronx, New York, New York. Number 40, Harry Vargas.
All right, we are back. The Beach Boys down by one, 6-5 ball game in favor of the Lightning. Phillips remains on the hill for the Lightning. He's in his third inning of work. Taking the first pitch is Vargas.
The Beach Boys have just 6 outs to score 1 run or even more to take the lead. They got the right guy up though. Lisa had a RBI triple in his last at bat, which gave the Beach Boys their first lead of the game, but no longer. The Lightning are up 6-5.
Here comes the 1-1. Taken, it's a strike. 1-2 to Vargas. Patty and Rodriguez due up here for the Beach Boys in the 8th.
Oh, that off-speed pitch was so good to swing at.
On the ground, right to the first baseman. That's Benestead. He'll take it himself. Vargas is retired. Vargas was a perfect 2 for 2 and until the ground out to first base right here.
And clean up the extra hitter from Jackson.
That'll bring up Tyshawn Patty.
Number 2, Tyshawn Patty.
Well,
Tyshawn Patty, he's moving now back to second base. Trying to get everything squared away here. He's never been out of the lineup. Just went second to extra hitter, now back to second.
Patty got that huge RBI double down the right field line in his last at bat. Again, this is the part of the order that's really dangerous, and this could be the last time they're up today, so they got to score here.
Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. It is getting to those later innings. Luckily, the Beach Boys on their side, they'll have the last at bat. Breaking ball, beautiful curveball right side of the plate there, away from the hitter. 1-2 the count. Patty just watched that one. Whew. Next pitch. That'll go inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another breaking ball. Phillips has a good fastball, but that slider that we've been seeing the last couple of pitches, that is unhittable. That's what the catcher behind the plate, Reynolds, told me about. Now I see why. Boy, it really is. That ball goes out of play behind the backstop. I asked Reynolds, what's with the slider? I'm not seeing it yet as far as it being unhittable. And he said, it's just sharp. It's just, a really hard pitch. Here comes the 2-2. Ooh, that's upstairs. Kind of got away from Phillips. Has Patty hitting the deck. He's like shaking his head right now. He's got his powder blue Beach Boys helmet on. He adjusts it, then steps back in the box. Staring down Phillips. The kick, the pitch. That'll be knocked into the dugout of the visiting Lightning team.
You could tell Patty knows this game means a lot. Fighting hard in this count. Beach Boys still down by 1. Need to get this win to stay alive in this SFCBL playoffs.
Next pitch, that'll miss away. With 1 out, Patty heads to first, and that'll bring up Bo Rodriguez. He's now slated in the extra hitter spot, I believe, so he's coming out defensively. Staying here, though, in the lineup, and Rodriguez is 0 for 3 today.
Now digging in for the Boca Beach Boys. The second baseman from Winthrop University, number 20, Nick Basile.
So 1 on, 1 out. Lightning up by 1. Phillips staring down Rodriguez. Cambry is on deck. Here comes the pitch. That sails away upstairs and outside on the righty at the plate.
Well, this would be a good opportunity for Bo Rodriguez to get his first hit of the game. With Patty on first, there's one out.
Rodriguez takes. That'll miss. 2 balls, no strikes. Rodriguez batting .265.
We have a mound visit here. Remember, the Lightning have only used 2 pitchers thus far. But it looks like Phillips is going to stay in. Just a quick chit-chat here. Yep, so the Lightning's pitching coach goes back to the dugout. Phillips still out there. Patty on first, one out. Bo Rodriguez.
All right, we're fixing our lineup here. We thought it was Rodriguez, then taking a look, it's Nick Badillo at the plate right now. So Badillo at the plate, junior from Winthrop University. He'll hit this one out of play, 2-1 the count. This season, Badillo's batting .231 in 27 games. He actually got into pitch, a third of an inning against the Diamond Ducks. Here comes the 2-1. That'll miss upstairs. 3-1 the count.
Badillo went to IMG Academy. He was ranked a top 30 catcher nationally at high school. And this season, he's been pretty good. .231 with 3 doubles, 14 RBIs. This last week and a half, he's had a stretch of 2 RBIs each and every game, and he's from Mohegan Lake, New York.
Next pitch hit hard the ground left side. Here comes the payoff pitch. That'll go out of play, right side. I have Nick's last game that he played was against the Iguanas 2-for-4 day. As you mentioned, had a couple of great games. 4 ribbies against the Extreme. He went 2-for-4 that game. Oh, frozen up here at the plate. Perfect slider delivered by Phillips. And Badillo, he just grimaces there watching that one cross the plate. So caught looking, there's 2 away, 1 on. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jed Cambry.
Patty is the game-tying run at first base. Cambry's the game-winning run at home plate if they can get him on base.
The go-ahead run here right at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. For the first time today, we're getting what looks to be rain clouds. It's in the distance. It started off in right field, and with the wind blowing, it's coming across all of left and center field. Wow, into right field, getting between the first and second baseman into right. That ground ball just squeaked on through, and with 2 outs, Cambry finds himself on first base.
Well, here it is. Taveras coming to the plate. The Beach Boys power hitter with Patty on second, Cambry on first. Some 2-out magic late in the game in the bottom of the 8th. The Beach Boys down by 1. Taveras with potentially a lot of pressure up here at the plate.
Taveras, the designated hitter, is 1 for 3 today. Pair of ground outs and a single to left. He's got 2 on with 2 away. Tying run at second. Go-ahead run at first. Righty-lefty matchup. The kick, the pitch, at the knee strike. Phillips bearing down. He knows how important it is to get this out. That last single off the bat of Cambry, that was such a weak rolling ground ball that just could not be gloved by the fielders as it split him and went into right field.
I'll tell you what, Keon Phillips, his changeup has been nasty, freezing hitters left and right. And he's 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. We'll see if he goes back to that pitch.
Yeah, Phillips a little faster too with the fastball than Cardenas. And look at that.
There it is.
There's that beauty of a pitch. He freezes up Tabares here just like he did Badillo, and that will do it. It'll leave 3 stranded for the Beach Boys, or 2 rather, for the Beach Boys. No errors, 1 hit, no runs. We head to the 9th here at Joe Russo Field in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And the Lightning lead 6-5. Final inning here in the North Division first round of the playoffs. This is the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network. Welcome back. We're in the top of the 9th inning for the Lightning. Due up, it's 2, 3, and 4. Burkholz, Benestead, and Machado facing Allison, who remains for a 2nd inning of work.
Well, the meat of the order is up for the Lightning. Chance to provide some extra cushioning for the bottom of the 9th. We'll see who will pitch that bottom of the frame, but for now, it's the top of the 9th. Andrew Allison trying to keep this just a 1-run game.
Righty-lefty matchup, pitch delivered, taking strike 1, 1-1 the count. We've got some new defensive replacements here for the Beach Boys. Nick Miller is moving from first to second, and now the new first baseman is Nick Badillo. Pitch delivered, that's wide of the plate, 2-1.
Allison came in last inning, gave up no hits. See if he can continue that trend against the meat of the order. Dangerous hitters coming up.
The 2-1 swing and a miss, 2-2 the count. 6 pitchers used here today for the Beach Boys. Perkins was the starting pitcher. He went 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, walked 4, struck out 4. Here's the 2-2. That one's upstairs, so the count going full on the number 2 hitter for the Lightning in Burkholz. Ramstead came in, but we believe he was injured, so he just pitched to 1 batter, got the 3-2 count on that 1 batter, and then Fernandez came in. Taking something off of it, waiting for it, popping it up to the left side opposite, and that'll drop in for a base hit, so a blue base hit off the bat of Burkholz, going opposite into left. That brings up the first baseman, Nico Benestead.
Leadoff single. That's what the Lightning want to do. And look who's up. He hasn't gotten a hit today. This would be the perfect time, huh?
Yeah, still looking at the pitching here for the Beach Boys. Fernandez, he did his job when he had to come in for the injured Ramstead. 2 innings of work, didn't allow any hits or runs, struck out 3. Guichouin, in his 1 2/3 innings of work, only allowed 2 hits, but 3 earned runs, and that's when the Lightning took over the lead. Walked 2, struck out 2. Perez came in for a 1/3 of an inning. And then Allison here in his second inning of work, thrown over to first base, checking the runner. Nothing in one here on Benestead. Perez did give up the double that drove in 2 runs. And those 2 runs go then to Fernandez, or sorry about that, Gishwin. 1 ball and 1 strike, top of the 9th. Lightning up by 1. No outs. Buchholz, bloop single, he's at first. Into the backstop, 1-2, the count remains. Foul tip that came into the backstop.
It's the 9th inning. These two teams have been playing all season for this moment. They've played well enough to make it to this point, right? Obviously, not every team makes the playoffs, but this is a sudden death game. You win, you move on. You lose, you're done. And these 6 outs can determine a whole lot right here, the 9th inning.
Yeah, the 14 teams in the league whittled down to 6 playing here in the playoffs. The top 3 in each division playing it off in the first and second round before the championship series against the North and South. Here's the 1-2 that'll go wide of the plate. In the North Division, the Extreme 33-10 this season. They're in first place today, working out, waiting to see who's going to win this ball game to play tomorrow. First pitch 11 a.m. The Beach Boys finished in second, 23-11. Lightning just behind, 25-16. Then it was the Matadors. It looked like it was between the Lightning and the Matadors yesterday, but the Lightning won a doubleheader. Matadors fell in a game yesterday to the Beach Boys. They didn't play a complete game. It was kind of a game that needed to be completed. Bucks falling after the Matadors, Lions, and then the Iguanas. Another foul ball, 2-2 the count. Over in the South Division, the Snappers, 26-12 overall. Blazers right behind them. Diamond Ducks in third place. So the Blazers, Diamond Ducks, they will be playing in just about an hour. 3 o'clock first pitch. I believe they're down at Little Fenway. They're down there at Little Fenway today. The X team followed after the Diamond Ducks in the standings, ball getting away from the catcher. That will advance Burkholz over to second base. So after the X team is the Hooks, the Wave, and the Makos. I have to say, I love everybody's logos. Most of them tie into the South Florida region, but it is the Beach Boys that have my heart. I love the colors. I love the little logo, the Beach Boy, muscle guy on the surfboard. I thought maybe you guys would have some merchandise here. I still didn't get a cap. I really love these caps. Powder blue and the pink bill with the Beach Boys logo on the front panel. Benestead will walk. He'll head to first base. 2 on. That'll bring up the number 4 hitter in the lineup for the Lightning, Danny Machado. The shortstop will have a mound visit, and it looks like it's a call to the bullpen as the head coach points over to the bullpen. So we'll take a short timeout. So 2 on, no outs. New pitcher coming in for the Beach Boys. It'll be pitcher number 7 for the Beach Boys. Taking a break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. We've got a new pitcher. It's Cole Jones, the righty, here for the Beach Boys. 1-2 on the season, 9.81 ERA, showing bunt, bringing it back, called strike on Machado. Next pitch, showing bunt again. He bunts it to the pitcher. Spins, throws to second base. Good throw, gets the runner out at second. That'll keep runners at the corners here for the Lightning. Burkholz advances to third.
Good heads-up play by the pitcher, Cole Jones, getting the runner out on second. But now there's runners on the corners at 1 out. Jones this season, 9.81 ERA in 6 games, but coming off a pretty good appearance. And he goes to Southeastern University from Colorado. How about that? You probably don't see many Colorado guys in this league.
We ran across one. Who was it that I mentioned earlier? But yeah, you know, you don't see many. There goes the runner to second. And he's just walking all the rest of the way to second. Wait a minute. Everyone's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I don't think they called a balk or anything. It didn't even look like he was ready to go to second. That's Machado. He was like kind of adjusting his, you know, his oven mitt out there, his sliding.
I think someone in the Lightning dugout screamed balk, and he just
and then he just went. He was just halfway there.
It's honestly a fair play. It's a distraction, and I don't think the head coach of the Beach Boys gave the story like that. He's looking over to their dugout. But the umpires knew it wasn't a balk, and so here we are. Runners on second and third.
Made it safely. At the plate, we've got Corbin Reynolds. 1 ball, no strikes on Corbin. He's 0 for 1 today with 3 walks. Hunter, the courtesy runner for him, has scored twice inside 2 balls, no strikes. You know what's interesting about Reynolds? He's just been so committed to baseball. His dad played baseball all the way through college and just loves the game. This ball's coming back into the screen, so 2-1 the count. During the pandemic, he just, you know, wanted to keep working out, knew that's what he needed to do. He said he was small and, you know, not built quite out yet. And so they built a home gym for him so that he could work out during the pandemic. This ball's coming right back at us. I'm pretty sure the camera picked that up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. All those balls coming back on the screen. It looks like, you know, a lot of times going right into the camera. We're safe back here in the booth. Got that screen. Here's the 2-2. That'll go upstairs. Count going full.
Jones told me that he's a big Yankees fan, and he likes fishing and golf. I don't know if he likes the beach, though, because that's the Beach Boys' mantra.
You gotta like the beach if you're a beach boy. That'll miss. Whoa,
Oh, okay.
Called third strike. That was pretty low.
Delayed call,
But
too.
it just caught the outside edge of the plate. So for the second time, Reynolds will go down looking. That's out number 2. So he's either walked or struck out today. Has more walks than strikeouts, though. That was a tough pitch there. Aiden O'Keefe steps up to the plate, the designated hitter. He double drove in 2 runs in the first. Pitch delivered. That'll go low and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Then he walked, flied out to left, walked again, stole the base also here today. Here comes the 1-0. That, once again, that's right on that nibbling, that outside edge, and stays knee level. So it's a strike as O'Keefe takes.
Jones just trying to get that final out, keep it a 1-run game, and the Beach Boys will come to the plate in the bottom of this inning.
Both runners are in scoring position right now at second and third. The Lightning looking to pad their 1-run lead. We're in the top of the 9th. It's been a tight ball game all the way through the 2-1. Going low again, right at the knees. He just loves to stay at knee level and just a little even below. Gets the call from the home plate umpire, 2-2. So Jones knows where the umpire is calling the strikes, and that's where he's throwing them. This one will go too far away. He's trying to get O'Keefe to chase, and O'Keefe lays off. It is 2 outs, 2 on, full count to O'Keefe at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. The kick, the pitch, breaking ball upstairs, and did that hit the knob of it or just pop out of the glove? But nonetheless, O'Keefe is headed to first base. Guess he'll just walk his way on and load the bases. That'll bring up the right fielder, Jack Tate. Tate has 2 base hits today and has knocked in 2, so he is 2 for 3 with a walk.
You love to see it. The Lightning know their job's not done yet. They know that the Beach Boys have a chance to score runs in the bottom of the frame, so they're trying to do as much as they can to extend that 1-run lead, but they have 2 outs.
To the right side, out of play. Nothing in 1 here on Tate. He had the big bat in the 7th. Driving in 2 runs, helping the Lightning as they scored 3 to take the advantage. The 6-4 advantage. That ball is lined into the second baseman's glove. Miller, who was playing first, but now at second. So Tate is retired, and that'll do it here for the Lightning in the top of the 9th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 3 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. The Beach Boys down to their final 3 outs. It'll be 9, 10, and 1 due up for the Beach Boys. This is the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 9th, the Beach Boys are down to their final 3 outs. It'll be Luft, Cope, and Miller. 9, 10, and 1 for the Beach Boys here today. First pitch, just missing outside because that was at belt level there. 1 ball, no strikes. Now, Jones was getting that little outside edge call. No call here on the pitch delivered by Phillips. Here's the 1-0. That'll go upstairs. That does cross the plate, though. 2 balls, no strikes. Luft is 1 for 3 today. Singled in the 2nd, then flied out and popped out. Comes the next pitch. That'll miss away, so 3 straight balls to Luft.
Well, Lisa, the stage is set. The Beach Boys know what they need to do. They have 3 outs to score 1 run to force extras, or to score more than 1 run and walk it off and advance to the North Championship game. And this is a good start to the inning. It's a leadoff walk, or 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, well, the walk here, good as a hit to first base. Luft goes. That'll bring up the left fielder, Josh Cope. Now, Cope, 1 for 2 today. Walked in the 2nd, grounded out in the 5th, and had an infield hit in the 7th. An errant throw allowed him to get to 2nd. And guess what? He scored the run.
So, Lisa, remember we were talking about the guy dancing in the dugout earlier?
Yes.
Well, he is the game-tying run at first base. He's pinch running for Riley Luft.
Showing bunt. It'll be picked up by Corbin Reynolds, the catcher. Throw to first. Is he safe?
Yes, he
is.
is.
He's getting the safe call. So the breaks are going the way of the Beach Boys now. That was going to be a sacrifice bunt. Instead, it's a bunt single.
Runners are on first and second. There's no outs. And the game-winning run is on first base.
And I think my pen just ran out. Uh-oh.
Well, you know what didn't run out, Lisa? The runners on the bench, because now they are pinch running for Cope on first base for Parks Fucci. I love this. The Beach Boys are emptying the dugout because they need to. This is the last game of the season, the last half inning of the game potentially.
All right, so we've got Ballard at second, the Dancing Beach Boy, and then Fucci is at first. He's going to be the courtesy runner here, the pinch runner. Nick Miller is at the plate. Righty-lefty matchup. Ball popped up. That'll stay in the infield. Caught by the shortstop. One away.
Well, the Beach Boys are
down to their last
Yep.
2 outs. Austin Page will step up to the plate, the catcher. He's 0 for 3 today with the walk. Scored a run in the first, grounded out in the third, popped up in the fifth, flied out to right in the seventh.
Well, the good news for the Beach Boys, at least, is that Tyler Lichtenberger is on deck, their star hitter from Clemson. But they need to get to him first. There's 1 out and a double play. Could be an action for the Lightning infield.
2 on, 1 away. This ball is up in the air to the right side, going after it, running all the way to the track. It hits off the fence, rounding third base, right behind him. These courtesy pinch runners are fast. Here comes the play at the plate, and the run is scored. It's a walk-off win for the Beach Boys. Off the bat of Austin Page, all the way to the wall, 375. Tate tracked it down, made the throw in. There was a play at the plate, but Ballard and Fucci all cross the plate to walk it off here in the bottom of the ninth. Look at everyone running out to left center field. Wow. I don't know if they just water bottles or what. I saw some water being tossed out there. What a game here today. It turned around on a dime. Can you believe it, Isaac?
In the biggest of stages, I repeat, in the biggest of stages, Austin Page comes in clutch with a game-winning walk-off double to score 2 runs. And how about the decision to have 2 pinch runners? Fucci was rounding third. He almost caught up to Ballard right in front of him.
They were going to run back-to-back. He did. Fucci was right there. That's why you put those runners in. There is somebody down in the
Fucci.
field right now.
Parks Fucci is down. I don't know if he got injured on the celebration because
I
he's
think
by
so,
second
he
base.
scored, right?
He scored.
He
I'll tell you
scored.
what, Lisa, this was such a fun broadcast. Leads were exchanged back and forth. This is the playoffs. Anything could happen. This is the biggest of games in the Beach Boys. With a 7-6 victory. They're going to play the Palm Beach Extreme tomorrow, 11 a.m. against the Palm Beach Extreme.
Wow. I'm just standing here in awe, sitting, you're standing, mouth wide open. I just can't believe it. Look at the shirt's been torn off. Is that Austin Page? Who is that out there? The shirt is off. He's all dirty from head to toe. I think it's so the catcher's definitely all dirty usually on his pants from just being in the dirt so much. I think that's Austin Page ripped off his shirt out there. They're all making sure that, you said that's Fucci down, right?
Yeah.
That Parks is okay. I think he's getting up. So the celebration was short-lived for a minute because they're all around him, making sure he's okay. Now they're helping him off here off the field. And Isaac, wait, before you go, just hang on 1 second. We just want to say thank you so much for joining me here on the broadcast. Your insight on the Beach Boys was tremendous. Now, as everyone will be tuning in soon, the 3 o'clock first pitch for the South Division first round, Isaac's heading down to Little Fenway. So you'll hear him with Chris Talt on the play-by-play color analyst. And I hope you have just as an exciting game down there today. So the Beach Boys, tell us, just really quick before you head out, what you saw here today.
Well, I saw clutch hitting from the meat of the order. Austin Page, the guy, a walk-off double into the gap. And let's not forget about the clutch hitting earlier on in the 6th inning. It was Harry Vargas. It was Tyshawn Patty. They did what they needed to do. And the Beach Boys, their season stays alive.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. I will see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Beach Boys, once again, they will be playing tomorrow in the North Division Finals, taking on the Extreme. So first pitch, tune in, and I will see you. All right, we're saying goodbye to Isaac here, and I'm just helping him really quick. We're going to take a quick time out. I'll bring your totals right after this. All right, we're quickly back, and just once again to wrap things up for you here at Joe Russo Field. Isaac's heading out, so we had to quickly get all the equipment for him to head down to the ballpark. But the Beach Boys pull it off, a walk-off win today off the bat of Austin Page, and he came through just when he needed to. The double to right field, driving into Ballard and Fucci both came in for Luft and Cope as pinch runners. Luft had walked, Cope had an infield hit and found his way on base, and boy, what a game it was here today. And we can't wait for you. Tune in, first pitch, 3 o'clock for the South Division first round. Chris Tolt and Isaac Edelson will be on the call. I'll be back at 11 a.m. tomorrow with the North Division finals. And whoever wins tomorrow in the North Division will be headed to the Championship Series. That game will be played at FAU. We'll be bringing you all the games here for the playoffs on the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network. So the Championship Series from FAU will be Saturday, July 19th at 2 p.m. first pitch, and Sunday, Game 2 on the 20th at 1 p.m. If needed, Game 3 will be right after Game 2 on Sunday. The gates will open an hour ahead, so the 2 o'clock first pitch, gates open to the fans on Saturday at 1. Gates will open at noon on Sunday to fans. Come on down, come on up, wherever you are. You want to see the Championship Series and who is going to win the ring here in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League this season. But the Beach Boys, they won here today, a walk-off win by the Beach Boys over the Lightning, and we will wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining us here today on the broadcast. Go ahead, take a break, and tune on in at 3 o'clock for the South Division first round. Once again, Lisa Pride for the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League Network.